Beyond bent. Janssen! And Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return.
As far as Stewart, just outside the penalty area. Clips it central for David Dunn. David Dunn equalises! It just had to be. Dax corner and it goes. Glance towards goal! And Rovers have taken the lead! And Charlie Mulgrew has scored his 14th of the season.
Rovers fans, welcome back to the Rovers Chat YouTube channel. I'm Ollie Walker-Peel, and today we've got another watch-along. A huge weekend begins for Rovers and Rovers Chat, but for Rovers today, Luton Town awaits. They travel down to Ewood Park in an attempt to get all 3 points as Rovers look to return from the international break and get back to winning ways. Hello to everyone potentially in the chat at the moment. First one I want to say hello to is, of course, Chris Hayes. Look at him. Good afternoon, he says. Courteous as ever. Good afternoon to you too, mate. Hope you are well. All the comments that you want to post through, make sure to do so later in the afternoon. I will get to all of those as I get them to me. But obviously, Luton, of course, the Amari Bell Derby, as I would like to coin it so far. If we could get that trending, then that would be great, of course. But a few messages before we do start the stream. Massive weekend, as I've already alluded to. Rovers Chat obviously nominated for the Best Club Content Creator in the Football Content Awards. Voting closes midnight on Sunday. So, heading into Monday, voting closes. Got a couple of videos from a couple of familiar faces you might recognise. So Craig Conway and Jordan Rhodes, obviously encouraging all of you to vote in the Football Content Awards. So here those videos are now. First of all, Craig Conway.
Please vote for Rovers Chat at the Football Content Awards for the Best Club Content Creator. The guys at Rovers Chat do an amazing job of bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information that what's going on at the club.
Of course, you can't have one Scott without having another. Jordan Rhodes.
Please vote for Rovers Chat in the Football Content Awards and help them bring home the prize.
Brilliant video. Makes me smile every time I see it. So, if two Rovers stalwarts are telling you to do something, go and do it. Go and vote for us. Obviously voting closes soon. It's a prestigious award, something that we've been chasing as a group since obviously we started the page out. So it's absolutely crucial. If you could help us get over the line, that would mean the absolute world to us all at Rovers Chat. Dizzy Thumbs says he likes today's lineup. Hello, welcome to you, mate. Obviously, fellow watching from Australia as well, like myself. And he does mention the lineup, which we'll go through at the moment. So you can see it up on the screen there. Slightly new overlay we've got here on Rovers Chat. So the lineup is as follows. In goal is Thomas Kaminski. You've also got Ryan Nyambe, Darryl Lenihan, Daniel Ayala, Harry Pickering, Lewis Travis, John Buckley, Joe Rothwell, Tyrese Dolan, the big man himself, Ben Brayton Diaz has clearance to play, and we're all buzzing about that, of course. Sam Gallagher rounds out the starting 11. And on the bench for Rovers, first match day squad appearance for deadline day signing Rida Kadra. So on the bench with him is Ainsley Pears, Tyler McGlaw, Lenny Chirino, Jacob Davenport, Leighton Clarkson, Kadra, of course, as we mentioned, and Dan Butterworth rounds out the substitutes bench for Rovers. In terms of our opponents for the afternoon, Luton Town, of course, they do, of course, have Amari Bell at their disposal nowadays. 99 appearances for Rovers. Couldn't quite raise the bat. But in terms of Luton Town, their team is as follows. The game is on KO, Armin. The game is on KO. Obviously, I'm watching from Australia as well. There was a bit of conjecture as to whether it would be, because it was Blackpool Fulham that was advertised all day, but the game is on KO, so you can watch it there. Luton, I've got to get my research papers out because they've not got the names of their players there, I don't think. In fact, they are there, but they're hard to read. So they start in goal with number 12, Simon Sluga. 2 is James Bree. 3 is Dan Potts. 4 is Cal Naismith. 7, Harry Cornick. 16 is Reece Burke. 17 is Pelly Ruddock and Panzu. 22 is Alan Campbell. 26, Admiral Musquay. 32, Gabriel Osho. 35 is Cameron Jerome. And on the bench for Luton is James Shea. You've got Sonny Bradley. You've got Luke Berry, rather. You've got Carlos Mendes Gomez, Tom Lockyer, Dion Pereira, and Henry Lansbury rounding out the team for Luton Town. obviously visiting Rovers, as we say, for the match. Obviously, Amari Bell is the main one for Luton that we expected to see on the team sheet, but he's not there. So Amari Bell is not the Amari Bell derby, because Amari Bell isn't even in the Luton squad. So all that we were waiting for, the build-up to Amari Bell coming back to Ewood, and he's not even in the squad. That is a little bit disappointing, but it does mean that Amari Bell can't score and play well against us, which, of course, we hope he does well after today's game. He's not going to be even involved in today's game, so it doesn't really matter too much. We hope he has a good Luton career, but he can't do anything against us today, which is good to see. That's the big news pinched out of this game. Obviously, one, that Brio is starting, and two, that Amari Bell isn't on the other side of the coin. But there we go. Rovers fans, let me know what you do think of the lineup in the chat. The viewership is building as we start the stream, which is good to see. And if you, you can watch it. I can tell you how you can watch it. You can watch it if you do have your, what would you even call it? Your relevant TV subscription. You can watch it outside of the UK. So people will ask me. I know people will ask me, but there you go. That's how you can watch it. So let me know what you do think in the comments of the lineup, and I'll get to those as soon as I receive them. But to be fair, my thoughts, I don't mind the lineup, I'll be honest. I really don't mind the lineup. I'm happy with it. Obviously, if you look at the screen, obviously Leighton Clarkson was the one for me. I hoped he would start. Obviously, maybe the game isn't for him, this one. But who knows? Potentially, it's not the game. Luton, quite a physical side. So, Leighton's quite a silky player, as we all know, of course. So maybe this game isn't the one for him. But let me know what you do think of these of the lineup, Rovers fans, and I'll get to those in just a quick second. But obviously, great to have you here as always. All right, let's dip back into the comments, and they are building. Right, Chris Hay says, gutted Bell isn't playing. He would have been their weakest link. I mean, a lot of Luton fans have said that Amari Bell's been doing well. Obviously, didn't quite have the rub of the green at Rovers, but obviously, Rovers, we know what he's capable of. He didn't, put in the best performances in a Rovers shirt, which we all hoped he would. Obviously, signed him from Fleetwood with much fanfare and probably didn't quite deliver on those expectations, despite being in the League One team of the season when we went up. I think most of those were for Fleetwood, those performances. But obviously not in the Luton squad today. Jacob says, nice. I've gone to Russia to watch this game. I mean, if you can't make it to Ewood, I can't, like I said, I've said this a couple of times. I think I said this before the Swansea game. I can't condone it, but fair play. Sienna says, hopefully Galley through the middle today. Dolan out wide. We'll be happy to see more of Davenport. But other than that, I'm happy. I'm not sure if Davenport was on the bench when I looked. He is. So Davenport might come on later. But Davenport is, of course, on the bench. Dizzy Thumbs says, I hope it's Brio and Galley up front. The way the team sheet reads, Brio and Galley are next to each other, or one on top of each other, I should say. So I'll have to sort of see if that means anything. Could it be a 4-4-2? I doubt it. Because how's Travis, what would be Travis playing out on the wing, so it looks like a 4-3-3 with potentially, well, Gallagher's the last name on the team sheet, so we'll have to sort of see if he's playing through the middle like he did against Borough, or if he's playing out wide and it's Diaz through the middle. But I suppose time will tell, of course. I've got to keep a watch on the time because I've currently had it on the early kickoff, which was obviously an easy win for Crystal Palace over Tottenham, and it's got all the United stuff on there, but the telecast for the game doesn't start while 5 to 12. So I've got to wait a little while before I can actually turn the stream on, because obviously it's not on Rovers TV due to the late change, but there you go. And Chris Hayes says Romania is his country of choice. Not quite Russia for Chris. He's gone to Romania, he says. So there you go. So international Rovers fans, even if you are in Blackburn still, according to Chris, of course. Score predictions, of course. We need to be getting those in as soon as we can. Chris Hayes has done so. He says 3-1 Rovers, 2 for Gallagher, 1 for Dolan, and an own goal to Darrell Lenihan. I hope you weren't going to say Amari Bell before he wasn't included in the squad. I hope you weren't going to mention him as the player of choice, but he's not in the squad, of course. I think a couple on the other side stream with Ryan that I did listen to. Good stream, of course, as always. I think a couple of those were saying that Amari Bell would score, but obviously he won't be playing. So thank God that he won't be doing that today. I think Lewis did mention him as one of the players to watch for the Hatters this afternoon. Not to be the case, though. Dizzy Thumb says 3-0 Rovers. Have you got goal scorers there for us, Dizzy, that we can maybe have a guess at? I did say 2-1 Rovers before. I forget to give my prediction. I said 2-1 to Rovers. I can't remember who I said to score. I think I said Diaz if he plays, which he is. And my other shout, I think, was Joe Rothwell. I think I said Rothwell to score. Rothwell and Diaz. And then for Luton, we'll go with Harry Cornick to grab one. I think he scored against us a season ago, or maybe end of last season. I think he might have scored against us. So I'll go with him to grab one for Luton. I mean, I hope nobody does for Luton. But I've said 2-1. So there you go. All right, let's get myself, get all the lineups ready, get all the papers ready. And we'll get more comments in, hopefully, and we'll get those answered. We've got the prediction league in the comments. Chris, would you mind? Could you put my prediction in? Could you put my prediction in the prediction league? Sorry to be a pain, but if you could do that for us, that would be absolutely quality. In terms of new signings for Rovers, Kadra's on the bench. No Theo Edun or Jan-Paul van Hecker on the bench for Rovers either. Dizzy Thumb says Rothwell, Brio and Trav. Obviously, Trav did score a very good goal at Ewood. I think it was the start of 1920, wasn't it? Scored a great goal in that 2-1 defeat against Luton Town. So hopefully no repeat of the result. But if he scores, then I suppose that would be a positive. I know just in the chat there, in the contributors group, Jonathan Secker says 2-0 Rovers. So a lot of Rovers optimism today, which is nice, as always, of course. But who knows how long that will last. Hopefully it lasts a while. Although, of course, as Rovers fans, we know what it's like to be built up and then struck down almost simultaneously. Of course, a bit interesting that there's no Hayden Carter. And also just realising there's no Ian Poveda either. So he's not in the squad, which is a bit interesting. Obviously, made his first Rovers appearance against Middlesbrough before the break. Played well. There must be some sort of injury that we didn't know about that's preventing him from playing. But there you go. No Ian Poveda for Rovers. So in terms of new signings, both Clarkson and Kadra on the bench. But the other three new signings, a no-show in this matchday squad, which I suppose is slightly disappointing. Carter suspended. We knew about that one. Obviously got the red card against Borough. Poveda injured. I did see something that Jacob tweeted out about someone being injured. He just said that he's injured. I presume he meant Amari Bell, looking back at the squad, but it might be Poveda that he means. Obviously, I'm not sure. Stephen Thompson says Galley's going to score a brace and Rovers going to win 2-0. I would 100% take that. That goes without saying, but I would 100% take that without a doubt. Obviously, Carter might be an interesting one though, with him being out. Obviously, he's been solid for us, hasn't he, Hayden Carter? Obviously, 2 yellows. Deserved his marching orders in the end. Was a bit unlucky, but was a definite red card for sure. Slightly frustrating, but there you go. It happens, doesn't it? At times in football, I think he's one you wouldn't expect either. Hayden Carter to be sent off. I don't think he's one you would expect. He's not that type of player, I don't think. But I suppose it happens to the best of us. Not that I've played much football in my time, but it happens to the best of us, and that's the way it is sometimes. So hopefully he comes back from the ban stronger, and we can see the best of him after that. Right, match day is prepped for. And on the bench for Luton. I'm just going to add a quick few players in because I think there's a couple that I hadn't planned for. Sonny Bradley, I didn't plan for him to be back. So I'll just quickly edit these matchday sheets. And then we are away. Keep putting your score predictions through, Rovers fans. And if there are any Luton fans in here, put yours through as well. I don't imagine if there will be. Maybe there are. Who knows? But show yourselves if you're out there. And we'll obviously give your predictions some airtime. Very interesting, though, to see that lineup. I am a fan of it. I don't mind it. With Poveda out injured, it's pretty strong. It's nice to see that Brio's been able to play. I think common sense prevails there. He obviously, wasn't allowed to go, and to ban him from going and then ban him from playing would be a little bit counterintuitive, in my opinion. It wouldn't have made much sense, I don't think. So I think common sense has prevailed there, and it's good to see that Rovers have been able to win out there at a time when I didn't think we would do at one point. But there you go. Tweet put out from the Rovers Twitter account saying, crossing out the hashtag #FreeBen, and saying that Ben Brio starts. The top comment there saying, "Can we just settle this over a pint?" I think a lot of Rovers fans would share that sentiment. There's been a bit of unrest between the Chile fans and a lot of the Rovers fan base about this whole Ben Brio saga. Them all saying that, free Ben, it's your fault that you haven't let Ben play for us. At the end of the day, I don't mind seeing Ben Brio play for Chile. I think he's been brilliant ever since his debut. I think he's come back a different player, so I don't mind it. But it obviously wasn't our decision not to let him go. That was the decision of the EFL and the FA and whatnot. But good to see that it's all the unrest is coming to some sort of a standstill now. I don't mind to see that whatsoever. So you can see the line on the screen there. With the new overlay. So we'll read through the starting 11 again for both sides. So we'll start obviously with Rovers. Kaminski in goal, Ryan Niambe, Daniel Ayala, Joe Rothwell, Sam Gallagher, Tyrese Dolan, John Buckley, Ben Brayton Diaz, Darrell Lenihan, Lewis Travis. And then for Luton Town is in goal. Number 12 is Simon Sluga. Number 2, James Bree. 3, Dan Potts. 4, Cal Naismith. 7, Harry Cornick. 16, Reece Burke. 17, Pelly Ruddock and Panzu, who Rovers were, of course, linked with earlier in the summer. 22, Alan Campbell. 26, Admiral Musquay. 32 is Gabriel Osho. 35 is Cameron Jerome. Ollie, you look all blue. I hope your commentary stays red hot, though. Yeah, I've got the lights in the background, Forest City. I wasn't sure what people would think of them, but obviously with it being Rovers, the blue theme, obviously, of course, stays true. As long as we're feeling pretty happy at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. Hope your commentary stays red hot. I hope so too. Thanks for the support, mate. Do we have that bet again? Do you reckon about Kaminski saves versus mentions of how do I watch this game? Because obviously we did that. I think it was the Borough game where we kept the counter going. That was quite fun. So maybe we might have to do that again. But yeah, obviously, if you don't know how to watch this game, if you're outside of the UK, you can watch it effectively anywhere as long as you've got a subscription. You can watch it anywhere you want. So if you're in Australia like me, it'll be on KO or BeIN, which was a late change. It was meant to be Blackpool Fulham, and I got a little bit nervous because all day they were advertising Blackpool Fulham, and I was like, "Are you going to change it?" Because I want to watch this game, and I can now. Second time we've been on KO. Obviously, the first time was Swansea, which helps. But I think a lot of Rovers fans who aren't attending at the game, even in the UK, I think they're even going elsewhere. I think we had shouts of Romania and Russia before, so I think all Rovers fans want a piece of this game, even if they're not at Ewood Park this afternoon. Gallagher's going to bleed Charon's account today. For those that aren't aware, was it $5 you put forward, Jared, for every time Gally scored this season? He's cost you $10 so far. Obviously, with the goal against Swansea on the opening day and the goal against Middlesbrough before the international break, you're going to have to pay up a lot this season, I think, mate. And fair play for you to doing it, but there you go. My Yankee football team, the Cleveland Browns, kick off tomorrow. Can you just say, no, I can't? You want me to? I'm going to sound like a bandwagoner here, but I don't follow the NFL. I used to follow it religiously, almost. And I sided towards the Patriots. But the only reason why I went towards the Patriots, I literally searched up who'd won the most Super Bowls in the past 10 years, and the Steelers and the Patriots were level, and I just picked the Patriots for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't follow too much anymore. But hopefully they do well for you. Hopefully they do well for you. I'm not going to say that. Maybe later on in the stream, if things get a bit boring and the game's a bit drab, I might have to. But there you go. Yeah, $5 it is. I was correct. And you're not going to have much left after Galley scores 10 past Simon Sluga this afternoon. Hopefully that comes true. Who knows? Also, let me know in the comments what you think of this new overlay. Silent Dan, the brilliant Silent Dan, has put this together. He's up till early hours of the morning putting these together. And you're going to be loving some of the stuff he's put together. Some of the overlays look top quality from Silent Dan. So, he's done a top job. He has done from day one in Rovers Chat. So this is just another exemplification of that. I'm going to bring up some sort of a scoreboard in a little bit later on, just so we can have the thing at the top of the screen, just so we can keep up to date with the scoreline, of course. But it looks absolutely quality. First Ben Brayton comment of the afternoon. Absolutely amazing. I might have to break out Google Translate. I did think about learning Spanish. I think I might start, just so for comments like this, it makes my life a little bit easier. Because Spanish is a language that most people say quite similar to English. So I might try and learn it, just so with comments like this, I'm easily able to translate them. Just please bear with me. I do want to bring everyone into this. No one deserves to be excluded. He says, now I do love Rovers. Of course you do. Everyone went hot and cold. A few people hated Rovers. A few Chileans hate Rovers over the whole Ben Brio thing. But now they're all back on side, which is great to see. Chris Hayes says, love the overlay. Don't think he can be called Silent Dan anymore for his performance on the live show earlier. Well, I do regret to say that I did have other involvements earlier on. I had another watch-along just before this. So I didn't catch any of the Rovers Chat Sofa Chat show. So I might have to go back and watch that. Chris, can you inform me secondhand on what Silent Dan has done? Because I would really like to know. I did watch it against Swansea. There's the first comment, Forest City. How can you watch the game? I'll get back to that one in a minute. I'm just answering this question here, or this comment rather. Yeah, what's he done? I want to know. I watched the one against Swansea and also the one that was on the Friday night live. I can't remember which game it was before, but I watched the Friday night live as well, which was good. Great content, of course. It was live replacing Ryan, yeah, because Ryan's not. He's got the prior engagement that he said on the other side. So yeah, he's brilliant. He's Silent Dan, and he's absolutely class. Wallbands, how can you watch the game? Depends where you're based, mate. If you're inside the UK, VPN is the only way. Outside the UK, it'll be on whatever your streaming service is. So for me, in Australia, it's KO or beIN Sports. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Forest City, I know you're based in Ohio. ESPN Plus, I think it is for you, is it? But whatever your version of that is, you can watch it on there. And if you're in the UK, then, I don't know, take a plane out to Romania like Chris has done for the afternoon on a VPN, which of course I can't condone, but you're going to ask me anyway. A lot of people do ask me, so I'll answer those questions for you. You're from the UK, so it's a bit of an unlucky one that. Chris, get talking to him. I don't want to convince him to do these practices, but let him know what you've done, I suppose, because you've gone onto some sort of site or some sort of VPN or something. So, Chris, let him know, because I don't know how to sort all that out. I wish I could help you. Apologies in this case, I can't quite wall bouncer. But if you can't watch the game, hopefully you stick around. And it's good to have you here, mate. Of course, how long have we got before kickoff? 5 minutes. So this stream on KO should be starting any minute. It's 11:55. It says live now. Okay, here we go. Maybe because it's a watch along, obviously, because it's not on Rovers TV, I'll be able to sync up things a little bit easier. So in the comments, Rovers fans, do you want me to sync it up? Because I'll be able to do it a bit easier this time. Put in the comments if you want to see me sync it up, because if you want to see that, I'll do it for you, of course. Dizzy Thumb says it's up now. I've got it. We're away. Dizzy Thumbs. I love this intro. I love the Championship EFL intro. It's brilliant. The music behind it that is, of course, muted is brilliant, I think. Hopefully Rovers can get the job done. Forest City says yes. Okay, so I'll do that then. I'll sync it up live for you. So Rovers come into today's game 10th, Luton 12th. I didn't look at the earlier results from the Championship, so I don't know if that affected us at all. I think we came in 10th anyway, but I'm not sure on that earlier result. In fact, there wasn't one. So that this is the first, or this time slot is the first game of the day, and the only time slot of the day. So there's no late game tonight, and no early game that's gone. Thanks, man. Truly makes everything better. I mean, I would do it every time, Forest City, because I agree with you wholeheartedly. But every time you pause it on Rovers TV, it goes back to live when you play it again. So yeah, it is a bit disappointing, but I will sync it up for you. I suppose I'll pause it at kickoff. I think that's the way I might do it. Or pause it. I'll pause it after a minute. Hopefully, there's no Alex Mowat type moment, and they're 1-0 up by that point. But I'll pause it at a minute, and we can sync it up from there. I know there was a minute's silence in the early game, obviously for 9/11. Obviously, terrible, terrible tragedy that happened 20 years ago. So if there is, I'm going to observe that. So I'll just obviously stay silent for a minute. If I go silent for a minute, you'll know why, because I feel like, I've got to observe that. Just to show a little bit of respect. I know on live streams before, I've not really been sure how to handle minutes of silence, but I think you've sort of got to honour it. Ewood looks empty, to be fair. I know it was panning round the Luton end, but even the Rovers end, there's a lot of seats free. Hopefully we can still make a noise, though. All the Rovers fans that are there, it's probably another 12, 13,000. I will say, it does look nice, the history board in the Blackburn end. I don't know if you can see that on the stream if you're watching, but basically, if you're not, they've put a list of our trophies all back there. I think that looks quite nice. A nice little thing they've added there, which looks good. I miss Ewood so much. Like I said, I haven't been in 9 years. Honestly, just looking at Ewood now, just get me back, please. Love the new sound on the Blackburn end. Yeah, just saying that. It looks brilliant, doesn't it, Chris? Looks absolutely brilliant. And there was, of course, that new initiative of the 1,000 fans that Blackburn have allowed in, which is brilliant, of course, to allow any fan the opportunity to come and watch Rovers is a good thing. So fair play for Rovers for setting that up, of course. As we wait on my stream for the players to emerge from the tunnel, it's still just a shot of Ewood at the moment. And now the shot of the players in the tunnel. Darrell Lenihan to lead Rovers out, of course, as you'd expect to see him do. Referee there is Oliver Langford. I know has refereed some Rovers games before. It's Cal Naismith leading the Hatters out. Luton in orange shirts, black shorts, orange socks. Rovers, of course, in their blue and white traditional halves, as always. It's class to see. Applause from the Rovers fans as they emerge from the tunnel. Can we return after this international break with a successful outing, or will we leave with something unfulfilled in this one? So the Rovers lineup, we'll go through it again. It's Kaminski, Nyambe, Lenihan, Ayala, Pickering, Travis, Buckley, Rothwell, Dolan, Brayton Diaz, and Gallagher. And for Luton, it's Sluga, Bree, Potts, Naismith, Cornick, Burke, and Panzu, Campbell, Musquay, Osho, Jerome. And on the bench for Rovers, you have got Pears, Davenport, Cadra, Butterworth, Clarkson, and McGlaw. And for Luton Town, James Shea is the backup goalkeeper. You've got Berry, Lockyer, Pereira, Lansbury, Sonny Bradley on the bench, and also Carlos Mendes Gomez as well. I think he's not coming up on the screen. It says Harry Isted's there. It's not. It's Carlos Mendes Gomez. I'm sure of it. Isted definitely wasn't listed on the bench. There's no way there's two keepers on there. No Amari Bell, which of course is the surprising one. As Rovers fans, we were sort of interested to see how he'd play. And of course now we know that he won't be out of the Luton squad entirely for this afternoon's game. And there is a minute's silence, which I will now observe. It's a minute's applause, but I'll observe it. In fact, Mendes Gomez is starting apparently. I swear he was listed on the substitutes bench on the Luton graphic. Was there a change? Because Luton have listed him on the bench, but he's definitely out there starting for Luton. Okay, we'll make sense of that in a moment. But we're away at Ewood Park. I said we'll pause it in a minute, but we'll get the live sync underway soon. I'm just absolutely baffled as to what's happened with Carlos Mendes Gomez. Because it looks like he's starting for Luton. Who he's come in for, I'm not sure. But it looks like an incredibly late change, unless I'm blind, of course. But I said I'd pause it in a minute, so as soon as I get there, that will be what I'll do. I could swear I saw Mendes Gomez there for Luton. He's definitely there. He was named on the bench. So there was a late change for Luton. I don't know who's come out. I'm about to get it paused. So there's a minute. Pause it a minute. So I'll pause it for about 10 seconds or so, and then we'll get back away. Okay, so I'm playing in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So I'm now at 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, and the like. I'm really confused at this Mendes Gomez news. But we'll make sense of that in a moment. As Rovers look to surge down their left-hand side, Rothwell, was he clipped by Campbell? Referee thought not. Referee, of course, is Langford. Cornick now goes inside, intercepted by John Buckley just over halfway. I think it might be Admiral Musquay who's come out. I think Carlos Mendes Gomez has come in and Admiral Musquay has gone out, which was not how Luton tweeted it or how it appeared live anywhere. So, a bit interesting for Luton, but of course it doesn't matter for Rovers. Right, nice roulette there on the right. From Tyrese Dolan, that was. He found himself to the floor then eventually. I thought looking just to clip one in behind. And it looks as though Admiral Musquay is the man out for Luton. It is Carlos Mendes Gomez, the former Morecambe man, who's come into the 11 late. I don't know why that is. Of course, I'm not a Luton fan, so if there are any Luton fans who are aware of why Mendes Gomez has come in and not been named on the Twitter lineup graphic, please let me know, because I'd like to be made enlightened. Cheers, says Forest City. No worries, mate. No worries. I agree with the live sync. I think it's miles better. but I always struggle to do it on the new site. And something like this is much easier though. So 3 minutes gone on my stream. Still, of course, 0-0. Absolutely nothing to talk about in this game so far. I hope that changes, of course, as Brayton Diaz in possession was fouled. And so Rovers have got a free kick on the left-hand side, just forward of halfway in an attacking sense. And it'll be Rothwell to go over and take. Ayala goes back to Kaminski. Rovers just looking to get themselves forward at the moment. Nice ball to break the lines. Gallagher forward to Dolan. Immediately looks to take it inside. Showing that turn of pace that he's got. But in the end loses possession. And now the other way. Luton look to move. Ball in behind looking for Cornick. Breaks into the area for Luton. Attempt to pull it across is blocked by Daniel Ayala and it's behind for a corner. Good comment from Forest City. Pun throughout the day. You're good at these. Brio versus Brie. Which cheese will win? It's not a bad comment. Pickering was with Cornick initially and then Daniel Ayala got across, put the sliding challenge in. Behind for an early Luton corner. I'm backing Brio, by the way, in the cheese battle. Of course, but it is Brie for Luton with the corner from their right-hand side. Now going from left to right. Rovers from right to left, if you're not watching. Brie to whip one in. Poor ball. Cleared away at the front post by Brayton Diaz. Pelly Campanzu, who Rovers are, of course, linked with earlier in the summer, looked like he would be forcing his way out of Kenilworth Road, but in the end ended up staying. A great career with Luton, over 300 appearances for the London side and twice capped with the Democratic Republic of Congo, on top of that. Buckley looks to clip one over the top. Gallagher to chase it down, wins the ball in the end, turns it in behind for Brayton Diaz. Was he fouled by Brie? Referee says not. Brio is fuming. He thinks Rovers should have a penalty. Oliver Langford kept his whistle away. Great play from Brio in the end. Arm across the body from Brie. Don't think there's too much in that, to be fair. But some Rovers fans might think otherwise. If you're watching the game, do you think that was a penalty or not? No, Samba wasn't Democratic Republic of Congo. Samba was Congo. Forest City. Can't think if we've had any other Democratic Republic of Congo players in the past. We might have done. Free kick for Luton. Darrell Lenihan is absolutely livid with the decision. Alan Campbell, the man down. He went right through, and to be fair, did he win the ball? He got something on the ball, but then went right through the man. So you can sort of see why Lenihan is livid. You can also see why Oliver Langford gave it. Don't tell me he's booking for it. Oh, he is as well. He got the ball, referee. To be fair, he did go right through the man. It doesn't look a great challenge on the camera. Studs are up. But he did get something on the ball first. It's only a yellow. Which I suppose sometime in that case, you might be thinking that it might be somewhat more severe, but only a yellow for Darrell Lenihan. Still walking on a tightrope, of course, for the rest of the match. Tony Mowbray's having a word or two as well, but it's not going to mean anything. Nathan Jones now getting involved. Vehement cries from the Luton boss. Alan Campbell doesn't look in a good way for Luton, so might be an early change for the visitors. Bit of a break in play there. Rovers fans, and otherwise, of course, if you're in the comments, let me know what you're thinking of the game so far. Really not much to report on, to be fair, I don't think. There's a free kick taken, lofted in towards the edge of the box. Jerome went up to win it, couldn't do so. Out for a goal kick to Rovers. I want to see if they've put in the comments as to why. So yeah, Musquay came in for Mendes Gomez. I don't quite know why, but that is true. So my suspicions were correct. As Luton win the ball back, Cornick, pass forward, intercepted. As Rothwell looks to move in the other way. Gets past the shirt tug and looks to play Brio in, who looks like is on the left. So it looks like Brio is on the left of the three. Dole on the right, Gallagher through the middle. The ball's whipped in over the head of Gallagher towards Brayton Diaz. He couldn't get there. Nice working there to win it back. Brio curling shot into the area, well over the top. And behind for a losing goal kick. Brad says, who's the better team? Tough one to call in the fact that nothing's really happened, to be fair. Rovers probably, because they've got a couple of shots away and had a shot for a penalty turned down, and Luton have made the first change of the afternoon. Henry Lansbury, formerly of Arsenal, of course, has come on for Alan Campbell, who has come on. So a 10th-minute change for Luton Town. A forced one, of course. Say Diaz. Diaz. I'll say that many times, Andrew, throughout the stream. Good to have you here, mate. I'll be saying, I'll say Diaz a lot. Have a counter if you want. It'll be hundreds, especially if he scores. Rothwell. Now, Darrell Lenihan. Ball over the top looking for Gallagher. As well to make a contest of it, but in the end, Luton deal with it. Recycled now via Rothwell. Pickering. Now Travis. Just Rose looking to get the ball forward now. Forest City, I know you were the biggest advocate for this before. Do we need another time check, or are you okay with how everything's going at the moment? Would you like another time check just to make sure that we're all calibrated, or are you okay with how everything's going at the moment? Just let me know. I can do another time check if you need. I'm all about the viewers. Gravy. Not sure what to make of that, but yes, I sure. Why not? Why not? Nyambe for Rovers. Let's play the ball short, but didn't work out for the hosts. Dolan now in field, clips it around the corner for Nyambe. Can he keep the ball in? Answer that question is no, it's a goal kick. Means all good. I thought so, but I didn't want to assume in case if not. I thought it did, but just nice to make sure. I've never tried that. I've not tried that. I've tried cheese on toast for the first time like 2 weeks ago. Not with gravy though. I don't think that would be a great combination. Graham Hamilton, he's back. He is back. That makes me happy. Is Colin Henry starting on the bench? He's coming through the under-23s, mate. Sorry. Bit of intel. I'm not sure how he played, but he's in the under-23s. So hopefully he gets a run soon. Some Southern American slang, please use it. Potentially. I mean, I know that different gravy works. I use that sometimes, so that's how I sort of connected the dots. So I use different gravy a little bit. Any other slang for us, Forest City? Anything that you'd rather me adopt or not? There's a crossfield ball. Bree takes it down, right-hand edge of the penalty area, whips one in, just fizzed that one into Harry Cornick, who was unable to get the ball under his spell. Not a bad idea from the former Aston Villa fullback, but just too heavy for the Aldi brand Jack Grealish to control, and it was behind for a goal kick. It was fizzed at him really powerfully. I thought that Cornick could maybe have turned that one on target, and if he had have done, it would have been a big problem for Kaminsky to deal with. But it was off target, and so he didn't have to worry, which is always nice to see. Chris Hayes, very fair question. Andrew, what kit are you wearing today? Obviously, you can see that I'm wearing the blue and white halves, of course. Has to be. Got the away one as well, and I have pre-ordered the third kit. So whatever kit that we wear, I will wear the same one. As soon as I get that third kit, whatever kit we wear, I'll match the Rovers players and wear whatever one it is. And we do also have themes, by the way, for each one. So obviously this is the home kit overlay. We've got an away kit overlay and the third kit overlay as well. So watch out for those because they look quality. If you haven't seen them already, the away kit one made its debut last night in the for the under-23s game, which obviously not a good result for Rovers, that one, but can't win them all. Over a quarter of an hour gone as well. I'm the same, orders as well, so good lad, good man. Can't wait for that third kit to get released. I've got the yellow one from a couple of seasons ago I quite like, but this one's going to take the cake, I think. Throwback to the 90s, not that I was alive then, but yeah, the third one looks very nice. As Kaminsky clears upfield, high up and over halfway. Luton looks to return the ball back, slipping after the clearance. In the end, there was Reece Burke, formerly of Hull and West Ham. A lot of ex-West Ham players on the Luton books to start the season. Obviously, Elliot Lee was one of them. He's since left on loan. Dan Potts making his first appearance of the season, also formerly of West Ham. So quite a strong Hammers connection in this Luton side. You need your haircut, mate. I really want to get it done, but Andrew, we're in lockdown in Melbourne, so there's nowhere I can go to get it done. As soon as we're out of lockdown, I will get it done. And I don't trust my family cutting my hair for reasons that I'm sure don't need to be explained. So it's been on the agenda for a while, except there's nowhere I can go to get it done. But I think we're out of lockdown, hopefully next week. So as soon as we get out, then I'll be going to the barbers and getting that sorted, mate. I agree. I do need a haircut. Looks nothing as bad as last year, though. Obviously, most of you didn't know me last year. I don't know what football I can even compare it to. It was a full-on afro. I've not seen a Rovers player that I can remember with one like it. It was up to about here. It didn't look great. Maybe I might be able to get a picture up. Speaking of hair, Luton man Lansbury's haircut is the same one I had from my mum in 3rd grade. Says Forest City. You must have had a nightmare. But there you go. I suppose any haircut would have been better than the one I had last year, but that's by the by. I'll try and find a video or a photo of my hair from last year, just to sort of show you what we're going to compare it with, maybe at half-time. Because anyone that knew me, I don't know if any of my my mates here, they sometimes are, but anyone that knew me last year in person would know how bad it was. Ball headed back to Kaminsky, and Rovers are all right. But yeah, being in lockdown isn't great. Doesn't help. But I can still watch Rovers, which is nice. That's a positive. I might, well, as a slight break in play, have a look at the Premier League scores. No goals in any game so far. Every single team drawing blanks in the top division of English football at the moment. Quite a few games on too. But no one's found the back of the net just yet, and neither has anyone at Ewood Park. Can Rothwell change that? He's on the ball at the moment. Got options to his left and his right. I thought he was going to right to Dolan, looked to clip it into the middle towards Gallagher, but it didn't get through to him, and Luton clear the ball away. All the way through to Kaminsky. Miscontrols, but has enough time to get back and mop it up. Fizzes the ball out wide to a teammate, who then looked for Pickering, and he found the ball sailing over his head, which isn't positive. I have Gillette Soccer Saturday on whilst following you. Well, that's good to know. I used to love that show back in the day. Whenever I wasn't at the game, I would always have that on. Jeff Stelling and Paul Merson and Charlie Nicholas. I think the panel's changed though now, hasn't it? I've heard. I haven't obviously watched it in a while. But I used to watch it all the time back home. Thanks for keeping the stream on, Andrew. It is really appreciated. Your support as always means a lot. So thank you. Gallagher under attention from Gabriel Osho, able to get away from it though. Ball now back with Kaminsky. That luminous green long sleeve shirt he's donning at the moment as Brio flicks it on. A few Blackburn players in the vicinity, but not able to find any of them. It's now James Bree marauding down the Luton right. Has corner ahead of him towards the back post. Over the head of Cameron Jerome and out for a throw. We'll check the championship while we've got another break in play. I think there might potentially be another injury for Luton. Dan Potts. Oh, that does not look nice. He's down on his haunches, so there might be another break in play. Forest City's been that quiet, I won't even lie. I forgot he was playing. That's not a great thing. I forgot he was playing. But there's still time, of course. There's still time for him to make his mark on the game. There's only 20 minutes gone. But I'd agree. In terms of the championship, couple of goals across the league, few goals across the league. Bournemouth one up at against Barnsley. QPR one up at Reading. Sheffield United one up against Peterborough. So 3 goals in the league. And obviously still none at Ewood. How's Niame looking after his injury? He's not done too much either, but he's getting forward. It doesn't look like his injury is affecting him, to be fair, which is obviously good to see. Looks like he's never been away. Rothwell surely fouled. Referee disagrees. Ball in towards Jerome, who looked to get into the area and get onto the ball in, but couldn't do so. Rothwell's now down. Obviously, we had the scare away at the Riverside. Mendes Gomez won the ball. Went over the top of the ball, but I don't know how much Rothwell he caught. Obviously enough for Rothwell to still be down. We don't need another injury. I know we've brought a lot of players in who can sort of play his position. You know, the likes of Kadra. I know that Leighton isn't, you know, a cam or a winger, but he has been played in that position before for Rovers. Butterworth can get forward, but I suppose again isn't really adept playing in a 3, more of a winger, but we don't need an injury to Rothwell at all. Do you have to buy the whole game given it's on Sky? No, I won't. I've got the subscription, and I've also got the Australian version of Sky, so I'll be able to watch it on there as it's turned behind for a corner. I'm not too sure, but I'll be able to watch it, and we will cross that bridge when we come to it, of course. I'm focusing one game at a time, as the old cliche goes. But I will be able to watch it. We don't have the scoreboard one up yet. Scoreboard, so we'll bring it up in a moment. Breaks the edge of the area, but Rovers able to work it out. Buckley prodded across. Dolan charges down. The Rovers left on the counter-attack. Can he goal away? He's forced to check. And then the chance goes. Now Luton might look to catch Rovers out cold. Good work from Travis, who is able to play his part in winning the ball back. Pickering in the middle. Gallagher, was he offside? The answer is yes. And after all that promise, it evaporates into nothingness, and that is rather frustrating. Dolan was searing away. It looked like it could be a chance in the offing, but no one was forward with him, and he was forced to check. Brayton just looked to prod it past Cornick, and then he was unable to keep it in play. Forest City. Pickering's been shaky. He's not been great, has he? Obviously, we've raised eyebrows initially at the Teo Eden signing from Lincoln, but maybe it is just to give Pickering the proverbial kick up the backside and just say, right, we've got a competition for you now. I still think he would start once Eden is fit, but it just gives him that realisation that the spot isn't just his now, because at the moment there isn't really another senior left back at the club. Lenny Torino is on the bench, but ideally you wouldn't want to thrust him in so early. It's the fold. Obviously, goes without saying that he didn't play last night with the under-23s, who were pretty soundly beaten by the Brighton counterparts. But Bride was unavailable as well. He was with the first team, although not in the matchday squad, as Travis looks to work the ball forward. Ball in behind looking for Nyambe. He worked the ball into the middle. Breaks kindly. Dolan! 1-0 Rovers! And there is the backflip to go with it. Broke so kindly for the Rovers number 10, who put away the chance with aplomb. And Rovers are goals to the good at Ewood. The backflip is back. Tyrese Dolan is back. And Rovers are in front. First game after the international break. And it has started well for Rovers. First shot on target. And there's a goal. Buckley orchestrating the ball to Nyambe. Broke so kindly for Dolan, who smashed the ball past Sluga. And Rovers are a goal up at Ewood Park. Nyambe cut the ball back. The Luton defender was unlucky. It was Potts. Broke for Dolan, who put away the chance. He made it look so effortless. And the backflip to go with it as well. Oh, that has made my day. It's a new dawn, a new day here in Melbourne. And Tyrese Dolan has just made it. 27th minute at Ewood Park. It's Rovers 1, Luton Town 0. Absolutely buzzing with that. Absolutely buzzing. Just got to hold on now. We don't want to be throwing leads away. We obviously threw it away against Middlesbrough And there's a long way to go, of course. But Rovers in front. And hopefully it remains the same throughout the entirety of the afternoon. I've got a comment, I'm presuming not from a Blackburn fan, potentially a Luton fan, that I'd be interested to get the thoughts of. I'm obviously happy to listen to fans of either side. From MJC saying that you should be a man down. Could you elaborate on who you think that should be and why? Because there's been a few rash challenges floating around. Is it Lenihan? That's the bucko you want to see. Yes! We said he was quiet before, and then he helps orchestrate that chance, helps sets it up, plays the ball for Nyambe, cut back for Dolan. Rovers a goal to the good. So MJ, pretty interested in your opinion here. Who do you think should have been sent off? And why? Was it Lenihan for the yellow? Or perhaps otherwise? He's the only one I can sort of think that you could be, maybe referencing. I was sort of worried as well that Lenihan all day long. I was a little bit worried myself, to be fair. I was hoping that he wouldn't pull out the red. I thought he got the ball as well, and that's probably what saved him. He got a bit of the ball, did go right through the man. The challenge didn't look good. But I think the fact that he got the ball, if he'd have missed the ball, I think it would have been a red. There's an argument there, and for a second, I was ever so slightly nervous that Oliver Langford was going to pull the red out, but I think the yellow, in the end, the right decision. But I can see where you're coming from. Just interested to think. You're obviously not a Rovers fan, MJ. Are you a Luton fan? Is the question I want to ask. And if you are, good to have you here. But just curious. As Brayton goes back to Kaminski, who hoofs the ball upfield. Andrew's saying 2-0. People were spoiling it for me last time. Has it been spoiled for me again? Buckley out wide to Brayton Diaz. Skips in field. Maybe it is 2-0. Pickering! It is 2-0! Harry Pickering with his first Rovers goal! And Rovers are 2 to the good! Bang! Bang! From Harry Pickering! And Rovers! It's 2-0 at Ewood! The 1-2 punch! Could it be the knockout blow for Luton Town? Harry Pickering, the most unlikely of scorers, gets himself forward. Great work from Brayton Diaz to skip inside, plays the ball for Pickering, and that's a lethal finish from the former Crew man. Right into the bottom right corner. Sluga with no hope in hell. Rovers 2 to the good. What a start. Absolutely brilliant. Harry Pickering with his first Rovers goal. And now there's daylight. The Hatters barking mad. Rovers fans in pandemonium. Ewood absolutely rocking. And how good is it to be a Rovers fan at the moment? Just hoping that, obviously the Rovers, the pessimism, hopefully we just don't blow it from here. Have Sky on. Yeah, it would be nice, Andrew, if possible, if you couldn't spoil it. Just leave it like 20 seconds. But Luton now moving themselves forward. Yeah, if you could leave it 20 seconds or so, because I'm slightly behind live to try and sync it up with everyone else. So if you could potentially leave it 15 to 20 seconds if something happens. If you could leave it a little bit just so that everyone else can watch it, then that would be great. But of course, thanks for your support. That's the Pickering from Crew. Yeah, I don't think, other than potentially Ryan Nyambe, I don't think there's anyone that was was more to the back of my mind as to score or to predict. Okay, no, it's no worries, mate. Don't worry. But you just want to watch it live. But I just wasn't expecting to see Pickering get forward and score. Obviously, he does get forward, but I didn't expect him to be in that position. But it was a very, very good finish. Across the goalkeeper. Bottom corner. Like a striker. I didn't think we'd signed Owen Dale, but he must have taught Pickering a fair bit. Can't wait to hear Nathan Jones at full time. It might not end like this, Chris, and I hope it does, but, you know, if it stays like this, then I can't wait to hear Nathan Jones. Was it the game at Ewood last season that he had a go at someone? That he was livid? I remember him being livid after a Rovers game. It might have been more than one, but I think it was the game in January when Adam Armstrong somehow scored a header to win us that game. I think it was after that one that he went mental. I could just catch my breath for a moment. Now Cornick on Luton right. Buzzing right now. Absolutely buzzing so far. First clean sheet of the season wouldn't go amiss here, though. On the volley. That's not a bad effort, to be fair. As soon as I'm saying that, that is not a bad effort. On the volley, it's Gabriel Osho just outside the area. Didn't quite catch it as sweetly as he would have liked, but I'll tell you what, if he had have done, that would have been the goal of the season in the league by a fair way. That would have been some strike if he'd have got that one on target, but it's off target and it's still 2-0 to Rovers. Who do we want in the playoff final? Mate, I can't believe you're even saying playoff final, mate. It's automatic promotion, pal. That's where we're going. We won't even need the playoffs. It's automatic promotion. We're going up with Fulham or West Brom. No, I think playoffs is even quite hopeful. Playoff final. I mean, if we get to the playoffs, I'd take anyone in the playoff final. I'd take anyone. I'd love to get into the playoffs. That would be amazing. In the final, if you said to me, we'll play anyone in the playoff final, I'd take it. Let's see. Gallagher, scythe down. Potential yellow card here for the Luton captain in Cal Naismith. But there's the question for you. Yeah, Naismith absolutely scythed him down. He has been booked. He's not happy with it, but there you go. So it was 36th minute for Harry Pickering. Oh, that was the yellow, sorry. What was the... For Naismith, sorry, not Pickering. The yellow for Naismith was in the 36th minute. Not sure when the goal was. 7 minutes back, so probably 29th, I'm going to say. As a free kick from the Rovers right. Can we make it 3? Ayala at the back post. Oh, it didn't break for him. The first touch saw it to Sluga. If he'd have controlled that, then it might well have been 3-0. North End at Wembley. No, North End not making the playoffs, though. As much as it would be nice to play them, and how nice it would be to beat them as well if we got there, and they did as well, North End not making it into the playoffs. And I dare say their fans say that we won't either, but I suppose we can dare to dream. Forest City, every time I criticise a player, they make a play. I mean, you criticise Buckley, he was instrumental in the first goal. You criticise Pickering, he scores a second. Osho edge of the area, shoots straight at Kaminsky. Jared, slate Gallagher, please. Now, of course, we mean that in the nicest way possible, considering what's just happened in the past 38 minutes, 37 minutes or so. Because Forest City has had a good track record of absolutely hammering players, and then they are able to do something. So let's see. Switch of play from Cal Naismith. Battle between Pickering and Cornick. The Luton man picks up the ball, looks to try and get past Pickering, can't do so. You just hope that goal gives him some confidence. We were saying earlier on in the stream how much the arrival of Teo Edwin will, potentially push him on. That goal might give him some confidence. Luton growing into this game somewhat, though, over the last 2 minutes. Mendes Gomez, the former Morecambe man, looks to clip it central, intercepted by Travis. Now Nyambe. Love that comment from Forest City. I need my money. Full-time dad and a part-time working man. He doesn't want to be paying. I mean, I'm sure he'll be happy if Galley scores, though, surely. Now Luton working the ball forward again, but once more, another attack dissipates for the Hatters. Luton attacker's not on the same page, and it disappears behind for a goal kick, of course. Luton were battered early on in the season by Birmingham. Of course, they were at home that day. Same result. Then, and there you go. We'll take that 100%. Five for a pint or a galley goal were the investments. Of course they are. Of course, I won't be drinking, but of course that sounds like a worthy investment, especially for you. And I'm sure many in the comments would like a pint. Maybe a fiver for a Pepsi for me, and I'll take that. Nyambe then, okay? Is that reasonable? If not Galley, if you want to save your money, go for Nyambe, get him his first Rovers goal. That's one thing I do want to see this season. I'll tell you what, if we don't make the playoffs, or if there's a game at the end of the season where nothing's on the line, or it's late in the season and we get a penalty, especially if Nyambe is going to leave the club like some predict he will, can we just give him a penalty, please? As Rovers press high to win the ball back. Galley goes over. It's out for a Rovers throw. And Luton are going to make a second change by the looks of things. Sonny Bradley has his bib off. He's actually gone back to retrieve it. So I thought that he was going to come on. But that might not be the case now. I'll wait and see what comes of that. Nyambe. And offside. Yeah, sloppy from Rovers that. Tyrese Dolan, the man offside. Vincent says, listen to excellent commentary in West Africa. Hopefully get back home in a couple of weeks. I sit on the riverside at Ewood. Or we're both people that miss Ewood then, mate, by the sounds of that. Hopefully you're well in West Africa, mate. Hopefully you're well, and thanks for your support. I know you've been on a couple of watch-along streams before. It's always good to see you. I used to sit opposite the riverside when I used to go. Family stand just left of the dugout. That's where I was back in the day. Back in the day, I sound old. But yeah, they were really good times. And I will say it a lot. Like, I think the last game I went to was in November 2013. It's come up to 9 years. And, with the pandemic life, it doesn't look like I'm going to get back anytime soon. So I took Rovers games for granted when I went, and I kind of wish I hadn't have done now, but there you go. I will say, hopefully it's not 9 years. When I go to a Rovers game next, hopefully it's not 9 years in between the next one after that. As there's a throw-in for Luton. Edge the area, flicks on. Lenihan should head away. Not an authoritative header, but into the path of Brayton Diaz. Siri's being annoying. Apologies. This ball's clipped up forward. Nyambe went up to win his header. Lost out to Mendes Gomez. Now Cornick looking to help him out. There's a red card in this game, says Chris. Hopefully it's not a Rovers one. As Osho just barges Dolan off the ball. He looked to play the ball, but it was then blocked by the former Preston man. And look, he fires shots at Brio. trying to spark him into life as Kaminski will claim the ball forward. Whereas I'm living now, I'm living an hour away from Melbourne, and it is currently 1:45 on the clock behind me there. 1:45 a.m. Sunday morning. And we're in lockdown. Free kick Luton. That was a really poor foul then from Buckley. Is there a pun there that you've made? Forest City. I'm not quite understanding you. I'm sorry, my brain just works at 2 miles an hour sometimes. It's incredibly slow. About as slow as me running a 100-meter dash, which is very slow. But apparently that Andrew and Chris have seen what you've done and I've missed it. I do apologise. Tough crowd. Ball whipped in. Please clear it. We have done. Rothwell. Can he run away? He's got the pace. He's got the pace to beat Cornick. Looks to play Dolan in behind. Ball back post towards Britton Diaz. Chests it down and the shot's blocked. Oh, I see what you've done. Okay, I appreciate that more now. I apologise that you've had to explain that. I apologise that you've had to explain that. Like I said, I don't know Spanish. Well played though, Forest City. As Pickering drifts one in. Headed away. Now Buckley. Got Osho for company, but he's able to find Ryan Nyambe. Dolan. Does really well then. I thought he did well to skip past Mendes Gomez, but then ran out of room and it went over the touchline. Pescado, of course, meaning fish in English. So there you go. I'm so sorry that I'm not intelligent to understand that the first time. As Cal Naismith, who has been booked, is now injured, and the physio's running on. Right. Comment from David Waring. Who was it who said dirty Leeds before? Was it Andrew? He wasn't even in the chat at this point. There you go. David wasn't even commenting things at this point. But there you go. Dave is a Leeds fan. But Rovers looking good. 3 points off top as it stands. Don't mind that at all. Take that 100%. Right, let's get up the championship scores. Apparently Ronaldo scored, which would do wonders for my FPL team if it's true. In fact, let's go to the Prem. Let's check. FPL captain Ronaldo. I've got him captain. And he has done as well. He's captain of my FPL team, and I'll take that. I'll take that. My best mate Elliot is not going to be happy because he's a Newcastle fan. I said Ronaldo would score, and he has done. Only goal in the Premier League so far, and they say it's a better league than the Championship. What about in the Championship then? Bournemouth 1-up against Barnsley. Reading 1-1. Peterborough have equalised against Sheffield United. That's 1-1. And that's all the goals. The Championship is 2 minutes of added time. We've played one already. It is when you get there. I mean, I've seen it there before. People would argue. I mean, I would rather us be in the Premier League, of course. It's a great league. I love the Premier League. I also love the Championship. I love I almost want to say the compactness of the Championship, like how, of course, you've got your Fulhams and your West Broms, but everyone's like chasing that dream, and also the fans in the Championship are incredible, as they're in the Premier League. But yeah, the Premier League's good when you get there. I do agree, Dave, but it's been a while since we've been there, of course. I've been accustomed to life in the Championship, so hence why that might cloud my judgment somewhat. But of course, as a Leeds fan, you'd be loving life in the Prem at the moment. And of course, that's why you're gloating about it. Here. Fair play. Obviously, you've spent a lot of time down there as well in the Championship, but obviously now in the Premier League, you're absolutely loving life. And I don't blame you for that at all. As we approach half-time at Ewood Park, will it be half-time now, or is the referee letting it run a little bit? He is. So we've played the 2 minutes. Will Rovers have time for one more attack? Pickering, Rothwell. Now Travis finds Harry Pickering. Referee still letting it run. Nearly up to 2.5 minutes now. As Brio skips past Bree. Left-handed penalty area. Is there a chance for a third before half-time? Looks to pull it back. And it stays in play. I thought it was going to go behind for a corner. It does eventually. Will we have time to take it? Referee says so. In fact, no, he doesn't. I thought the referee was going to allow it. He hasn't allowed time. Half-time at Ewood Park, and a great half for Rovers. Goals to Tyree Stolen and Harry Pickering, a first Rovers goal for the former Crewe left-back, sees it in total control at half-time. At Ewood Park, it's Rovers 2, Luton 0 at the interval. Flavio Silva says he's in love with English football from City Mirassol in Brazil. I'll tell you what, I'm loving English football as well, mate. Glad to have you here. Buzzing with that. 2 goals in 4 minutes. An avalanche of goals, just one after the other. Beautiful 4-minute spell for Rovers that's put us in total control at home. And otherwise, it was quite a, it was a dour half. Before those goals, before the 2 quick goals, it was quite a boring half, but definitely ended in a not so boring way. Emily says hi from Chile. Hello to you too. Great to see you joining us, of course. Go have a beer, says Andrew Evans. I don't like beer, mate. And to be fair, I'm not at a legal age to drink beer. Not that it would matter in private circumstances, but I'm not a fan of beer, mate. I'll be honest. I don't actually have any drinks in here at all. I have a fridge back here that's usually full with water usually, but it's empty at the moment, which is quite frustrating. Can't even refresh myself. And last comment before I do a quick couple of videos. Says Brayton Diaz. Again, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant for us this season. And it looks like we've got the Chile fans back on side. So that's good to see. Right, so of course you can see on the bottom of the screen there, if I do remove this comment, you can see there, Football Content Awards. Voting closes this Sunday for the FCAs. Use the link in the description below to vote. We're, of course, nominated for the Best Club Content Creator Award. If you haven't gone and voted yet, please go and do so. It would mean the absolute world to us here at Rovers Chat. Go and vote. It's pretty easy to do so. There's a link in the description, a voting link. You can then just go to the drop-down menu, hit Best Club Creator, and scroll down in the Football League section, find Rovers Chat. Your vote could be absolutely vital. It could be the difference between, taking home the award and not taking home the award. And if you need any more persuasion, we'll bring 2 modern-day Rovers stars who have since left the club in Craig Conway and Jordan Rhodes to try and convince you to do it. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds. But first of all, taking these messages from Craig Conway and Jordan Rhodes.
Please vote for Rovers Chat at the Football Content Awards for the best club content creator. The guys at Rovers Chat do an amazing job of bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information about what's going on at the club.
Please vote for Rovers Chat in the Football Content Awards and help them bring home the prize.
So, of course, Jordan Rhodes and Craig Conway, 2 players that put a massive smile on my face throughout childhood. Jordan Rhodes especially, of course. If they're telling you to vote for Rovers Chat, you really should go and do it. The link in the description to go and vote. It could mean the absolute world. And, of course, voting closes at midnight UK time on Sunday. That it translates to 9 a.m. Monday morning Melbourne time for me. For Tony, Perth, I think, are 2 hours behind me. I'm pretty sure that would be 7 a.m. Monday morning. The voting closes for him. I know that Armin was in here before. He's from Melbourne, so that would be 9 a.m. And I suppose you can translate it for your time. I'll check in Santiago too, because I know we do have a large Chilean following. So they are only 1 hour, but oh no, they're 13 hours behind. So that would take you to what? 11 a.m. on Sunday, the voting closes. Yeah, 11 a.m. on Sunday morning if you're in Chile. So please go and vote. It would mean the absolute world for us. And it would absolutely reward a great team of contributors that I'm so lucky to be a part of. So go and vote, please. It would mean the world. Thank you. Tony, the comment. Hi from Perth, Western Australia. Ex-Blackburn ender. Come on, you Blues. Yeah, mate. We've got a fair Australian following now in here. And like I say, it's good to be a part of that too. Obviously, I'm based in Melbourne, Hope you're enjoying life out of lockdown. Not being in an eastern state, of course, you're pretty lucky in that regard, and we're just locked down here in Melbourne. But hope you're enjoying the results so far as much as I am. It's absolutely brilliant to see us play well. It makes these early mornings or late nights worth it. So it's absolutely brilliant. Chris Hayes says 2 well-worked open play goals. Love to see it. Don't you just, Chris? Don't you just? You absolutely love to see it. I think obviously the first one with Dolan broke so kindly for him, and the second one was very, very nice with Harry Pickering. He just slipped in, wasn't he? Slotted it away, and that was it really. Andrew says cheese sandwich. No, I'm not a fan of cheese unless it's melted. There's a new thing you've learned about me. I'm not a fan of cheese unless it's melted. Like if it's on pizza, I'm fine. Anything else, not really a fan. Might be a revelation for some of you out there, but that's the way it is. I'm going to quickly just, I can't say I don't care about the whole Ronaldo thing because of course I do. It's massive for football that he's back at Man United, and he's helping out my FPL team, which is nice. Of course, none of the other players in my team doing anything just yet. Benrahma and Antonio are not doing anything for me, but I suppose there is time for that to change. But I suppose the more pressing task at hand is Rovers, and they're doing well at the moment, which is always nice. Hoping for our first clean sheet, says Armin. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Give us the 3 points. Obviously, we haven't had one so far this season. Like we said before, we've scored and conceded in every single game this season. So hopefully we can buck the trend in a positive way. And, we've scored twice. Hopefully we don't concede. That would be rather ideal. When was the last clean sheet we had? Would have been the end of last season, wouldn't it? I can't think of the last clean sheet we had because the last few games, I remember the Birmingham game we played. Would it have been Derby? Potentially, did we had a clean sheet against Derby? Was it Derby or Huddersfield? I think we got a clean sheet in one of them. My memory's so fuzzy. I should know when our last clean sheet was. In the league. Derby didn't get one either. We won that game. Bristol City was our last clean sheet. And it was a 0-0 draw. It was a goalless draw in March. So we haven't had a league clean sheet since March. Surely this could be our first one. Surely this can be our first one, Armin. I'm 100% agreeing with you. Huddersfield. Did I miss that one? I've just looked back and found... No, Huddersfield we conceded twice. We lost. We won that game 5-2. So it was Bristol City, a 0-0 draw at Ewood that was our last clean sheet. Derby was 2-1, yep. What kind of person is not a fan of cheese? Me. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't know what it is. Texture, maybe. I like it if it's melted. It's quality, but I'm just not a fan for some reason. Please don't switch off the stream for it. But yeah, I'm really just not a fan. Most of the food though I can tolerate. It's just cheese I'm not a massive fan of. So the halftime score, as you can see on the screen, is a really positive one for Rovers. 2 goals for the good against Luton, of course. The first goal of the afternoon. We opened our account for the day with Tyrese Dolan, who was able to smash the ball home past Simon Sluga after it broke so kindly for him, ricocheting off Dan Potts into his path. And he was able to leather the ball home from inside the area to put Rovers into the ascendancy. And then it was 2-0 not too long after. Goal from left-back Harry Pickering in a game where we expected to see the former Rovers left-back playing Amari Bell. The current Rovers left-back was the one to make his mark. Really, really good finish, that one. Putting it into the corner across the goalkeeper and sent Ewood into raptures. So half-time, still 2-0, just waiting for the second half to get back underway, which should only be in a couple of minutes' time. There's a bunch of MLS goals that are running on my my beIN Sports stream at the moment. So I've got those to deal with at the moment, and then we'll get back to live football in not too long. Right, favourite type of crisp. This is an easy one for me. In Australia, there's a brand I don't know if it's in England or not. I think, well, it's Kettle over here. I'm pretty sure it is. Kettle, sea salt and balsamic vinegar, 100%. Very, very simple choice, that one. Very, very simple choice. Obviously, the Pringles and Walker's equivalents are very, very good as well. Sensations for me, not a bad shout. Don't mind that shout, but it has to be Kettle for me. Yeah, I've got Kettle back here. I thought so. Kettle or Red Rock Deli. If you know, you know. They don't have Walkers over here, so we've got Smiths, which is like that version, but the Smiths ones aren't as good as Kettle. Forest still tries to get into the MLS, doesn't intoxicate me like lower league English football does. Would rather watch Barnet or Wrexham than LAFC. Well, I mean, I'd rather watch Rovers, so that's fine by me. And also, it's actually at a good time over here at the MLS, and I still haven't watched it. Maybe I should, I don't know. But if you're saying that as someone from Ohio who can't get into the game, then what hope do the rest of us have? Do you know what I mean? If you can't recommend it and it's in your home country and you've got, a chance to go and you elect not to take it, then what hope do the rest of us have? But I don't think I've watched an MLS game in my lifetime. Do I plan on it? Not sure. I'd like to commentate in the MLS. That would be nice. If given the opportunity, I would love to commentate in the MLS. I'd love to commentate anywhere professional football. The only American sport I watch is basketball. Says Engine. Fair enough. I don't watch basketball or American football. I suppose the one commentary flex I do have at the moment, I'm going to check the AFL score off. AFL obviously being Australian rules football. So yeah, they did win. So for people like Armin and potentially, I think it was Tony before from Perth, Australian rules football is a kind of a mix between rugby and football, to simplify it. And effectively, one of the teams has just made the final, which will be in a couple of weeks' time. And I commentated someone earlier in the year who was playing for the reserves at the time, because I commentated the reserve competition, and they will be playing in that grand final, which is like the biggest sporting event of the year in Australia. So that's my sort of commentary flex. That's kind of nice, but yeah. MLS does have Ricardo Pepi, though, 18-year-old dual national striker. Remember the name? I've never heard of the name, so let me do a slight little bit of research. Ricardo Pepi. So he plays for FC Dallas. He was born in America. Dual nationality. What's the other one? Mexico. Okay, so he has to pick between the two rivals. Let's see which team he'll pick. He's been capped for the US though. Was he capped in a friendly, or he was capped in qualification? Does that not mean he's tied now to the US? So he still can't represent Mexico? Who knows? But okay, now that I know the name, I've got the capacity to remember it. So there you go. He has an FM save with Dallas's Engine. I've never played FM. I did say that after, capped World Cup qualifier on Sunday and scored. Well, okay, there you go. I've never played FM before, or the full FM version on the laptop. I did say once I sorted, finished school and everything, I would play. So that's end of this year. So I probably will get this season's FM a couple of months after its release. I've heard a lot of good things about FM. And I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands to play FM. So I might do that. Right, so change at the break for Luton. Sonny Bradley comes in for his first appearance, and he gets the captain's armband off Cal Naismith, because Sonny Bradley is, of course, the captain of Luton Town. Comes on for Dan Potts. That's the only change from either side of the break, I do believe. I don't think Rovers have made one. But on comes Bradley. And off comes Dan Potts. So there is Luton's second change after Alan Campbell was withdrawn through injury and was replaced by Henry Lansbury earlier in the first half. So second half about to get underway then. I will do another time check ever so quickly as the false start to start the second half. Oliver Langford not happy with things. Second time round he is, and we're away at Ewood for the second half. Rovers still 2 goals to the good. Looking for our first clean sheet of the season. And yet another home win to add to the Swansea game early in the season. And Dolan is looking to start the second half as the end of the first. Finds Buckley, clips it in first time towards the back post, and Sluga claims inside his 6-yard box. Just going to wait for everything to die down all the way through to Kaminski. So time check 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Hopefully you're synced up there. I can potentially do another time check later on in the second half if you would require it. I will try and, of course, accustomed to the supporters and fans of Rovers Chat. I'm more than happy to do that for you. And once again, very, very happy for your support. Matthew says he's lost half his life to FN. Okay. Hope everything's going all right. Hopefully it's not become an addiction, and hopefully you're all well. Maybe you're forewarning me for what could happen to my life with FN, but who knows? Gravy, there we go. That slang had to be explained to me in the first half. No need in the second. So cheers for your support, Forest City. Much appreciated. Tony says, I think Luton will change it around a little bit. I mean, they brought on a defender for a defender, so I'll have to see if that's a change of shape or just personnel. Naismith clips it in. As in a change of shape, it could be potentially, well, Potts is more of a left back, I think, and I've seen Sonny Bradley as a centre half, so it could be a slight tweak potentially, despite them both being defenders. Chance for Rovers. Dolan's got space if he can get there. Pass, if it was slightly better, Dolan could have been bearing down on goal. He picks the ball up though. Stride few step overs, goes down in the area! And it's a free kick. He's given a dive and a yellow card to Tyrese Dolan. He was sure it was going the other way. I thought the referee was going to point to the spot. Now, was the Rovers man clipped? As much as I hate to say it, as much as I'm a fan of Tyrese Dolan, I think that's the correct decision from the referee. Lenihan's gone over. Buckley's gone over. On first viewing, that looked like a good decision from the referee. Sam Gallagher's gone and pushed Sluga on the replay. He's kept his head away, so no headbutt, which is good. Should get away unscathed, really, should Sam Gallagher. There's nothing really in that. Brio's fuming at the decision. I need another look at that penalty from potentially a different angle just to convince myself that it wasn't. Brio's now been booked. So 2 quick yellow cards for Rovers. 1 to Dolan and 1 to Brio. 1 to Sluga as well. So a bit of paperwork for the referee to do, and I'll update my own match papers just to keep up to date with it all. But yellow cards for Sluga, Brio and Dolan for a dive. Rovers thought they had a penalty. And to be honest, I would really appreciate the views of other Rovers fans out there watching this game. Do you think that was a penalty? Arma says it looks like a dive. I agree with you. As much as I think Tyrese Dolan, great player and a top lad, I think it was a dive. There's a Rovers player down again. The yellow card down again. It's all heating up now. Who's the Rovers player down? Darragh Lenihan. Holding his face. I didn't seem to catch that. It sort of just cut to it. So I've got absolutely no idea what's gone on. I think Trav's trying to get into the referee's ear to maybe upgrade that yellow to a red. And the physio's come out. What's happened? So long ball forward from Sluga. And the elbows come across. Oh, the leading elbow. That does not look like a good challenge. I think if that's VAR, I think if VAR was in the Championship, I think that would be a red card. It's Cameron Jerome. If that was... Yes, he's been given a yellow. I think if there's VAR in the Championship, I've got a feeling that yellow will be upgraded to a red. I know the Luton fan who was in here before, I've forgotten his name, said that Rovers should have been reduced to 10. I think that was more of a red card than Lenihan's was before. Of course, he was only given a yellow. So that was the backstory. So Gallagher only went over to Sluga because Sluga had floored Brayton Diaz. So this game has really, really ramped up. The referee's had a lot of work to do. And so add a fair few names to his notebook. But what an interesting few minutes it's been to start the second half. So yellow cards, to update everyone on this, yellow cards for Luton. So there's 2 apiece to start the second half. To Sluga and to Cameron Jerome. And for Rovers, to Dolan and to Brayton Diaz. Luton trying to 80s ball their way back into it. They have been really aggressive to start the second half, I won't even lie. Now Brayton Diaz on the Rovers left. Looks like a nice one too. The return didn't quite work out as Luton looked to work forward. Sorry, forward doesn't last too long though. In the end, clipball forward was a poor one. Tony says, I think we need a goal to kill the game. Yeah, 3-0 will be game set match. I tend to agree. If Luton get one, then their tails would be up and you never know from there. I think a third would seal it. So I tend to agree with you, Tony. Told you there's a red coming. Are you doing an Andrew? Are you doing an Andrew in the fact that you're spoiling it? Or are you just like affirming your prediction? Because it was Cameron Jerome who just pulled Lenihan down, but I don't think there's a yellow there. So no, you're just predicting. I wondered if you knew something that I didn't, but no. All right, Brayton, poor ball, cut out by Cornick. Forward to Cameron Jerome, who has just been booked. No, mate, just have a feeling. Okay, I thought so. Travis wins it. Buckley goes laterally to Rothwell. Pickering to his left, and he's ignored. Rothwell looks to move forward. In the end, Luton players just got a cross to sort it all out as Cornick moves forward down the Luton right. I'll sort the time check out. And the ball's next out of play, and that's now 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 53 minutes. There you go, Chris. I'm really nervous while this game's still at 2-0. I won't even lie. I'm really nervous while this game's still at 2-0. I just could do with a third. Definitely could do with a third. No worries, mate. No worries, anytime. Again, clipped into the middle towards Jerome, who takes it down. In the end, Rovers slightly lucky to get out of that one unscathed. Poor defending there in the end, allowing Cameron Jerome just to take the ball down over the head of Ayala, who then got back to send it behind for a corner. Whips in. Naismith free header, and it's blocked away. Again, poor defending. Flicked header on goal, and Luton are back in it. Or are they? Cameron Jerome Let's have the ball in the back of the net. Now, does the goal stand? I'm not really sure. It looks like it doesn't stand. Rovers lucky. Is it for offside or is it for a foul? Because he looks onside there. There's a barge in the back of Ayala. The Luton fans went up to celebrate. And the goal, for one reason or another, has been disallowed. Header on goal from Naismith was blocked away by Rothwell. And whether it was a foul or a free kick, Cameron Jerome has given away the free kick just before nodding the ball into the back of Thomas Kaminski's net. And Rovers, very lucky to survive that. I think if it was a question of offside, I think he was on. But a potential foul in the build-up may well have just spared Rovers blushes. Need to change our tactics. We just need to see this game out, to be fair, Tony. We just need to see this game out. And like you said before, we need that third goal. I'm nervous while it stays at 2. Because Luton probably look the more likely to get a third than we do. Or get the next goal, I should say. Push off. I thought it was. So, initially, because I saw Cameron Jerome had a momentary celebration, and the Luton fans had gone up, so I thought that the goal had stood. Then, the replay had a little freeze frame to indicate potential offside, but he looked on. So it must have been the barge in the back. Yeah, I agree. As Lenihan wins the second ball. Return with interest by the substitute Sonny Bradley. Headed on now to Dolan, who takes it down. Was surely fouled inside his own half and was. Oliver Langford wants a word. Got a slight little break in play, so we might have a look at the Premier League scores while we've got a moment. There's not a whole lot in that one, I think. The assistant referee didn't give it. I think it was the referee that gave it. Newcastle are level. Javier Manquillo, who just scored for Newcastle. Unbelievable. Rovers currently 6th. Nice. Hopefully we can stay in that position. Nyambe plays in Dolan. Cut back. Britton Diaz! Off the post! That would be game, set, match for sure. Rose have got a free kick. And now a bit of push and shove. Travis is right in the middle of it. And it's all boiling over. Really good play down the Rovers' right. And it was off the post from Britton Diaz. If it would have been a yard inside that upright, Rovers would be out of sight. But frustratingly not. Great ball from Nyambe to find Dolan. After he scored, he nearly was provider. Just off the upright. A yard inside the post, and it was game over. Rovers do have a free kick. So Travis has just had a slight little push at Gabriel Osho. Brayton just cannons off the post. It was almost 3 for 3 you were. Let's have a look at this challenge then. From Osho. Is that back live? I'm not sure whether that's back live or not. There seems to be a lot of push and shove still. After we thought it may have settled down. So Osho has been booked. A lot of yellow cards in this game. I'll tell you what. Where is he? Gabriel Osho. There he is. 59th minute yellow card. I will say that Newcastle are level. Javier Manquillo with a goal. So Ronaldo's homecoming not going to plan as of yet. And Luton have made their third and final change. Carlos Mendes Gomez is off. And Luke Berry, who scored against Rovers last season at Kenilworth Road, comes on. Hopefully he isn't on the score sheet again. That would be nice. So Rovers now with a chance then from this free kick. Just to drift it in and hope for the best, really. Pickering. A bad delivery, but header on goal from Britton Diaz was wide. And after seeing his shot cannon off the post, was unable to engineer the header on target. Perry and Bree, what a delicious midfield. He's loving the puns, isn't he? He's loving the puns, Forest City, and you've got to love it. Dolan nips in. Lenihan in field. Rovers flowing a bit more easily now after starting the second half. Slightly on the back foot. I thought Luton were decent to start the second half, but yet another yellow. Henry Lansbury, the substitute. So many yellow cards. So many yellow cards. 61st minute. Substitute Henry Lansbury. Booked. Beautiful by Brio, by the way, just to check inside. And an obvious yellow card. There probably will be a red in this, Chris. I know you said that before. I don't know if I can find your comment. There you go. I'll find you've said it twice. I'll find the second one. There probably is a red in this game. There probably is. Free kick then taken short. Nyambe. Dolan on the Rovers right. He's had a good game as Tyrese Dolan. Just a whip one in central. Headed away initially, but Buckley should look to return this one back with interest. Travis clips it into the middle. Headed away only as far as Rothwell. Rovers keeping the pressure on. Brayton. He's got a few Rovers options in the middle, including Ryan Nyambe, who was there alongside Sam Gallagher. Travis looked to take it in field, was dispossessed. Buckley unable just to intercept. So Rovers just got to probably negotiate the next 10, 15 minutes just to make us breathe a little bit easier, I should think. And obviously the first clean sheet of the season would be nice. First since Bristol City at home. The ball forward to Cornick. And it does hit the post, but this time the assistant referee does flag and it is offside. Apparently Ronaldo scored again. Refresh my FPL team, and it looks like that's the case. What a decision it was to captain him. What a decision. Absolute managing genius I am on FPL. Absolute genius. Ball forward from Kaminski. Rovers in possession again. Buckley has given away a free kick. Now, is that a yellow card? Rudikin Panzu was the Luton man fouled. No booking, though, for the Rovers number 21. Apparently, it was a cracking goal, according to Tony, the Ronaldo one. I'll have to see it a bit later on, I suppose. Manchester City are a goal against Leicester. And then it's 2-1 between Manchester United and Newcastle United. Are we pressing? Not really too much. Pressing is a bit disjointed. Maybe a bit better to sit back. A little bit. I don't think we should be pressing that high. We're not pressing in the sense of, you know, Swansea pressing, if you will, but we're pressing a little bit. But I suppose if you sit back, you invite pressure, don't you? And perhaps that's not really what we would want to be doing. Maybe it is just smart just to take what we have, I suppose. Or not take what we have, but sort of like not rest on our laurels, not be complacent, and try to play the same way that got us here and carry that through. But we'll have to see. Brayton Diaz trying to hold off his man, does so. Lansbury came across, thought he'd swipe to the Chilean international, but Referee thought so fairly. Naismith in board. Lansbury looks to clip it forward. Jerome should latch on. Pulls it back, but there's no one there to receive it for Luton. Can we see this game out, or do we need another? I mean, another would be nice. I don't think Luton are going to score 2 personally. I hope I'm right in saying that, but I 2 goal, we should be okay. We should be okay, but then 1 goal for Luton quickly, and it all gets nervous. So another goal would seal it. The goal that we so nearly had when Ben Brereton Diaz's shot was cannoning off the post. Honestly, Kadra for Gallagher. True, Kadra's on the bench, isn't he? We still have those subs to make. This looks like a potential yellow card here. Is that Brereton or Gallagher? It's Gallagher. Goes over the top of the ball. He hasn't been booked yet. Has now. '66-minute yellow card. Mr. Bean gave Lansbury that haircut. It's not the best one, is it, really? For being honest. So a free kick then for Luton. Probably 25 to 30 yards out. Too far out to shoot, and they don't. Instead looking to clip it in. Appeals for handball. Still ricochets around the penalty area. And it's just wide. Oh, now I'm getting nervous. Berry. It was a fair way. It was a fair way wide, I should say. I thought as he struck it, it might be close to goal. In the end, had a fair way wide, and we can breathe a little bit easier. $11,241 at Ewood. That's not a great attendance number, I won't even lie. It is what it is, though. Fair few numbers on the Rovers Chat stream, which is always nice. Outside of the football, Kaminsky well off his line, and it helped him in that scenario because he was just able to just walk across almost and just take the ball. He throws it out to Nyambe. Looks for an option and finds one in Travis, who slips. Not a bad ball that towards Dolan. Naismith read it better though. He's pushed back towards his own corner flag, and Dolan does well to nip it off him. Can he make something of this, the former Preston man? Of course, on the score sheet already. Finds Buckley. Whips in first time, not a great ball. And cleared away out for a Rovers throw. Across the right-hand touchline. Dolan again, though, brilliant. He played so well against Swansea, and I'm almost inclined to argue that this has been a better game from him. He was remarkable against Swansea, and he's been remarkable again today. Probably my man of the match, even though there are quite a lot of players you could give that to, of course. As Gallagher goes down in the penalty area. No spot kick for Rovers. As Cornick heads it on, only as far as Lenihan. In board to Buckley. Rothwell just looks to drive it forward. Out wide now to Ryan Nyambe. Rothwell. So we're just playing this one around. Given away, though, by Travis. And Lennon's out of position. Cornick. Does he go alone? He goes to Cameron Jerome, and it's well saved by Thomas Kaminski. First time he's massively been called into action, the Rovers goalkeeper. Sloppy giveaway from Lewis Travis. Lennon stepped up. There was no way he was recovering. Cornick did the unselfish thing, played it to Cameron Jerome, who should score from that. Saved by the leg of Kaminski. And it keeps Rovers 2-0 up. Buckley's off the pitch and down. There was a Luton player offering to help him up, and he just sent him away. Brick wall, Kaminski, of course he is. Brick wall. My old man, 81 a few days ago, amongst those 11,000. First game in 18 months. Well, that's a really positive story. I'm really happy for him. I'm glad to see that you're here, Rob. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you on one of these streams before. So welcome to you. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to, because there's going to be an absolute ton of content coming out on this channel and over the social pages of Rovers Chat that you don't want to miss. But good to have you here, mate. I really thought the Rovers were going to concede there, but thank goodness we didn't, as Brayton moves down the Rovers' left, beats one. Looked to try and beat the second in Reece Burke, but couldn't do so. It's going to be a long 20 minutes, says Tony. Annoyingly, I tend to agree with you. Hope it's not. But a third goal would really just ease the nerves, and it would be somewhat like Wickham last season, wouldn't it? In that we can just see the game out without having to worry too much at the moment. It just feels like if they get one goal, it's all of a sudden game on again. Rovers still looking to try and get that third, though, of course, but won't be able to do so on this occasion. Ball out of play. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a long, long 20 minutes. I tell you what, I think it is, Tony. I think you're right. Hope you're not, though. Need to nick a goal? Yep. A third one would be class, wouldn't it? We keep saying it, but it's so obvious, but it's so true. Like, a third goal right now would just put this game to bed. We can get ourselves through it. Maybe bring on someone like Kadra, or even maybe Torino at 3-0. You could potentially. 2-0. Maybe not. Good ball across. And there is the goal. We're saying this straight away. We said we needed the third. Because if Luton get one back, it's game on. I think it's Luke Berry who scored against us last season. I said I hope he wouldn't score again, and that's exactly what he's just gone and done. It's 2-1. Panzu with the cross. He just gets in front of Naambe, and it's just deflected off him, rather. Just gone off him. Past Kaminski. It's a dangerous lead, 2-0, and all of a sudden, Luton have got their tails up. Rovers have gone to the bench. It's Jacob Davenport. Oh, that's a sickener. That's an absolute sickener. Buckley's off. And all of a sudden, that lead doesn't look too secure anymore. We said we needed a goal and we couldn't get it just yet. It's 2-1. And now, if it was going to be a long if it was going to be a long 20 minutes, it's going to be a very, very long 15 minutes. Dolan, can he assuage our fears and get a third for Rovers? breaks for Travis. Looking for Dolan again. Couldn't quite work out. Rovers still looking to try and get a third. So they're really not resting on their laurels at all, but it doesn't look as secure now as it did. A first clean sheet of the season still eludes us too. Dolan looks to hold the ball from the corner. Nambi wins it back. Well, Spiritual Games, my answer's changed after that Luton goal. I maybe would have said yes if we'd have kept it 2-0 into the 90th minute. But now, definitely not. Now we've just got to see the game out. The warning signs were there, says Tony. Yep. You're not wrong. You said it yourself many times. Third goal, though, would still be absolutely massive as Rothwell was cutting field, lost control of the ball, showed too much of it to Cal Naismith, and Luton may well escape from this, and they do. And then leaves it for Kaminski. And just takes it inside his area. Brayson gives chase. He doesn't think he's offside. Just the referee did, though. We will win this, have faith. I'm still hopeful, of course, but it's just nerve-wracking now. It's absolutely nerve-wracking. I'm still confident that we will, but perhaps not as confident as I was, 5 minutes or so ago. Chris Hayes says, I think we need to push for third. We're not good at sitting back and defending a lead. I mean, that's what we've sort of been doing, really. We haven't really sat back. And at the moment, despite trying to find a third goal, we've still been found out at the back, which is frustrating. Still no clean sheets, which is honestly just really disappointing if you ask me, but Osho looks to take the ball across field. Dolan bobbles away from him. In the end, surrenders possession. Ball clipped forward yet again. And that way, Pickering, who sees it out of play. Spiritual Gain says, I agree. I think so too, to be fair. We're not the kind of team to sit back and defend. Although against Swansea in a very similar situation, in fact, in a very similar situation, we were able to hold on. Throw in for Rovers. Rover fans, how are we feeling? Okay, this is a sensible change. This is definitely going to change shape then. You did so well at Middlesbrough, and maybe some would argue we should have made the change before, but Tyler McGlaw will be coming on for Rovers. And it's for Joe Rothwell. So, at least the camera's on Joe Rothwell, so I presumed he was going off. He hasn't done yet, so it will be McGlaw to come on, though. It's weird, though. It's weird, because part of me says, oh, we try and go for third. The part of me also says, then why don't we sit back? It is Rothwell. So first change is Rothwell off and McGlaw on. I'm just really nervous now. Absolutely bricking it at the moment. Come on, Tyler, lad. He did well against Middlesbrough. He did really well. Obviously, drew the second yellow for Sam Morsey, which seems like a lifetime ago now, but is this a change of shape? You'd think with Lenihan, Ayala and McGlaw on, it's a 5 at the back. Has to be, doesn't it? 5-2-3. Gallagher wrestled to the ground. Surely he was. Referee says not. Harry Stolen still keeping the pressure up even after, we're in the 81st minute. It's judged by McGlaw, who then gets back to turn it behind for a corner. Should have dealt with the first one. Didn't. Luton now have got a chance then to potentially level the game up. Floated in. Not a bad delivery, but over the head of everyone. Cornick picking up the pieces. We said backing Kaminsky should get there and does. Collapses to the ground over the top of the ball. Still no clean sheet for Rovers. Something that is rather frustrating, to be fair. As Nyambe goes in field, finds Lenihan. Now Luton with their tails up. McGlaw back to Kaminsky. High, long out of play. For a throw for Luton. It looks like McGlaw's gone in at right back, by the way, for those not watching. Nyambe back into centre half. Can we just see this out? Not enjoying this at the moment, says Chris. Neither am I, really. I'm not either. Engine says, I believe. So do I, but that may not sound like it at the moment. It may sound like I'm being really pessimistic, but I believe. It's just whether we can do it. Davenport, composure was needed, and composure was what he delivered. Travis looks forward for Brayton Diaz, who'll get there. In behind for Gallagher. Can he find Brayton Diaz in the middle? Thought he had to give it back to him, didn't end up doing so. Nyambe on his right. Shoots on goal, and it's parried, saved by Sluga. So close to his first Rovers goal, Ryan Nyambe. It looked like it was bending in towards that bottom corner, and that would have been game over. Ever so close to his first Rovers goal, Ryan Nyambe. Sluga keeps him at bay and keeps Luton alive. That would have been it. That would have been it. It would have been Ryan Nyambe's first ever senior goal for Rovers. Not to be, though. Not just yet. Why do we never make it easy, says Barfly. Not a clue why we don't make it easy. It's very frustrating as to why we don't make it easy. 2-0 up, this game should have been done and dusted. It's not, though, and that's the frustrating thing, really. Oh, the nerves right now are so high. Ayala wins his header. Breaks for Lenihan. First time over the top, looking for Brayton Diaz. Got Osho to contend with. Brereton Diaz does well. Keeps the ball and just waits for support. Caitlin saying so close. It would have been it. That would have been game over. And for someone like Ryan Nyambe, who's been at the club for years, for absolute years, that would have been his first ever Rovers goal in over 200 appearances. That ball four is not going to worry us too much. Luton made some good tactical switches and subs. Maybe Mowbray waited a bit too long, potentially. You could say that. There's probably 10 minutes to go still. Nyambe scoring the winner at Wembley. I'm not thinking that far ahead, Chris. I'm thinking of these next 10 minutes and how nerve-wracking this is going to be. Luton have made all their changes, of course. Will Rovers go to their bench? You can see the nerves. You can see the nerves. I'm really not enjoying this game whatsoever. I'm really not enjoying this game whatsoever. 211th career appearance for Ryan Nyambe today, by the way. In fact, no, 212th it'll be. No, he was out injured, wasn't he? 211th Rovers appearance, and it was nearly Ryan Nyambe's first goal. That's just the scope of how much that would have meant. Not only would it have sealed the 3 points, it would have been a goal for someone who's called Blackburn his home for so long, who's wore blue and white for so long. It was nearly his first ever Rovers goal. Rovers still battling. They're not resting on their laurels. They can't afford to. Luton have got themselves a throw. Fun fact, my best friend lives next to Dan Butterworth. Hope he gets his chance. I don't know if he will in this game. I don't know if he will. I almost think that unless Mowbray does it to waste time, I think we might see out the game in the 11 that we've currently got out there. Luton going to push for a goal. We have to hit on the break to kill the game. Possibly. Edge of the box, Berry. And Panzu lines up. Has that taken a deflection? Referee says no. I thought it had. And Panzu was sure that it had. The referee wasn't. I think it did, but goal kick nonetheless. Rovers still surviving at the moment. Still just getting by. Kaminsky high and long upfield. Up towards Brereton Diaz over his head. In fact, it was Gallagher. It's now Brereton Diaz. Nyambe finds Dolan. Gallagher. Nyambe was making a run into the box and he was furious not to receive the ball. Luton playing long ball at the moment. Ayala works it out. Nyambe really making some good runs forward. Pickering looks to try and find Dolan. Osho put under immediate pressure. And finds Sluga. Taking the gin to help, says Vincent. I hope it's a glass of celebration that you have in 6 or 7 minutes. And not one of disappointment. Luton players get in each other's way. Gallagher's onside. Got Brio to his right. Sliding challenge saves Luton. And Panzu is fighting hard to win it. Breaks for Dolan. He's got no one up with him. Brian and Panzu stare him down. We're into the final minute of the 90. Gallagher. Can he break inside the area? He can. Across goal. And Brio was making a run into the back post. And couldn't get there. They're teasing us at this point. They're teasing us at this point. Cornick. Nambe out of position, gets back on terms. Travis wins it back. And wins it again. Plays it in ball to Dolan. Got Brio and Gallagher forward. Poor from Sam Gallagher. Dolan wins it back though. Was he fouled? Nobody's given away a free kick, or potentially it was Davenport coming in late. And Panzu points the finger squarely in the face of Davenport. 5 minutes for Rovers to survive. We're into the first of those 5 minutes. Dolan, what's happened then? I thought he probably was fouled. Davenport came steaming in. Rovers should have probably had a free kick there. And one of the officials has gone down here. Not the stoppage time that we think we'd get. This just adds to the tension. The referee's just gone down with cramp. Are you serious? The referee has just gone down with cramp. We're going to get more than the 5 minutes. Galley's down with cramp. Rovers have the substitutions that they can use. What a weird stoppage. What a frustrating stoppage that the referee's gone down. If I massage your leg, well, you give Galley another yellow. Look, it's hard to laugh at times like this when I'm so nervous, but you've made a good attempt there. That's a good comment, that. That's an incredible comment. Galley's back up. Rovers can go to the bench if they want to. 1.5 minutes of the 5 down. We'll get more than that, though. Do Rovers ever make it easy? No, we don't, and it hurts. They put me through the absolute ringer, Rovers do. Honestly, they put us all through it. They put us all through it. Get Galley off. I have to see if that happen. If that's what's going to happen. So, stoppage in play for the referee this time. And I think there's a change of official. It just builds to the drama. It just adds to the drama. Oh, I don't like this game. There's going to be 8 or 9 minutes of added time. Hopefully we'll see it out. So do I. I hope so too. I have absolutely no clue who this geezer is. Who's going to be, changing officials, but there's been a change in officials, effectively. Of course, with 2 minutes to go, that changes. That happens. Oh, it's gonna be closer to 8 or 9 minutes at the end of the game. Mowbray's gonna love this. We might not get it, Chris. You're calling it way too early. Sluga, upfield, play restarted. Headed away the first time of asking. Taken down by Bree. Well done by Gallagher. So, 4 minutes of the initial 5 are up. I think there'll be many more minutes added, though. It's going to be a long few minutes. Long throw into the box. Not yet dealt with. Second time. And there's a free kick to Rovers. Would have been a goal kick anyway. No, Kaminski could take a yellow card. Try and waste some time. The new ref is Gavin Ward. No, it's not. That's important to establish. I'm not having false information spread. The new referee is not Gavin Ward. Let me just calm Rovers fans down a little bit. The new ref is not Gavin Ward. Kaminsky, long upfield. 5 minutes are almost up, but I don't think that matters. It's irrelevant at this point. Cleared long and high upfield. Bearing down on goal. Brayton Diaz to finish the game. Saved by Sluga. Still alive. Gallagher. Empty net. Somehow it's blocked. How are Luton still in this game? Brio should have scored. It looks like Galley was going to score. And neither of them did. Gut-wrenching stuff. Luton now are forward. Ball in high towards the back post. Way too long. And it's out of play for a Rovers throw. Rovers should be 3-1 up. Stunning piece of defending. Brayton Diaz was bearing down on goal. Expert save from Sluga. Clearance was blocked. I thought Gallagher was in. Last-ditch defending keeps Luton in it. I don't know how. It's Gabriel Osho who's kept his team in it. 6 minutes played. I think that we'll have 8. I think that's the magic number. 8 minutes. Overhead kick up towards Dolan. It's past him. Brayton forward. Gallagher on the ball now on the left. Peeling away the back stick is Brayton. Will Gallagher just go to the corner? Brio wanted the ball. And Galley does go to the corner. Holds it in there. Loses out. Gives away a free kick. Just stand in front of the ball. Stand in front of the ball. Take the... No, Tyrese has been booked. Don't take the yellow card. Don't take the yellow. He's been booked already. Sluga long upfield. Very long upfield. Looking to catch out a rather high line. Headed forward. McGlaw heads it away. It hurts not knowing how long's left. Naismith in board. Bradley. Clipped into the middle. Up towards Jerome. Wins his header down. And they've scored last minute. Two points have been thrown away. Rovers should have had this game sealed and done. 98th minute. There's a long, hopeful ball upfield. Knocked down by Jerome. Berry's got 2. I don't know what to say. I actually don't know what to say. '98th minute of 95. Ball clipped forward, out of play. We're into the 100th minute. Luton just going to settle for the point. They've gone back to Sluga. There's full time. 2-2. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. Rovers threw it away. A game that looked unlosable. Or a game that, I should say, it looked like we were going to take 3 points and that'd be it. To the last, it looked like it. To the last minute, for Luke Berry, the substitute who scored against Rovers last season, completed a brace. To make it 2-2. I wasn't confident. As soon as they scored the first one, I thought they would get themselves a second. I had the feeling, and it was Berry, the substitute. As soon as I saw him named on the bench, as soon as he came on, I had a feeling he might just turn us over. And he's done it. Of course he has. I had a feeling that he would. And that result hurts more than the majority. Since, well, in the last while or so. Full time at Ewood Park. It's Rovers 2, Luton 2. How have we not picked up 3 points there? I'm absolutely devastated. I'm absolutely devastated. And all the Luton comments will be rolling in, and here they are. I'm absolutely devastated that you just sort of thought it was going to happen, and yet it still surprises when it did. It's just on to Hull midweek now, isn't it? It's on to Hull. I'm sorry that I just don't have words at the minute. I hope you understand. I hope you understand. I hope everyone understands that I just do not have words at the minute. '98th minute. Of course it's Rovers. It had to be Rovers. It always happens. Every time it happens to us. We would have been up to 7th. Instead, we settle for 9th. 2 goals up at half time. 2 up with 20 to play. And in the 8th and 9th minute of added time, I should change the overlay. I don't want to, but I have to. In the 8th minute of added time, gut-wrenching defeat, or gut-wrenching point that feels like a defeat. I caught myself saying defeat because it feels exactly like a defeat. It feels exactly like a defeat. And Dizzy Thumbs, I'm not going to go back and watch it. Usually I go back and watch these games, see all the goals and whatever. I'm not going to do it. I can't do this to myself. The Forest game was why we love football, and this game is why we hate it at times. This game is exactly why we hate it at times. It is one of the worst results that I've felt probably in the last couple of seasons. I won't even lie to you. I don't even know if this overlay is going to work. It doesn't even matter anyway. We know the result. We know the result, and it's one we hate to read, but at the end of the day, the result's the result, and we move on. Absolutely devastated. It shouldn't have ended like that. We should have had that game sealed and done. Brereton should score. Who won? No one won. And I hope you're not taking the piss out of us now. I hope you're not taking the mick out of us now. I really hope you're not taking the mick. For the record, I've seen a couple of comments saying that Mowbray should go. I disagree. I do disagree. It's so easy to be reactionary after a result like this. A result that hurts. And if you are a true football fan, a result like this should hurt. And it hurts. It rocked me to my core when that goal went in by Sam Berry. Or Luke Berry. I'll name him properly. Even though he's just broken my heart. Coaches need questioning as no Rovers players seem to improve. It's just the money for those coaches, isn't it? We don't have much. I had a feeling as soon as that ball was knocked down by Jerome that someone was going to latch onto the end and score. Oh, you're a Luton fan. So when you're saying this, of course, I'm a massive Rovers fan. You know this. I'll try and stay unbiased. You guys deserved the point there, and it should never have got to that. We sat back. No, I know, and a barfly, I understand that, but I understand that money doesn't make coaches, but when you don't have the money to sack them for compensation and reappoint new coaches that you have to pay, I mean, we've got 20 million from the Armstrong money, so surely if we can reinvest that in some players or coaches, then I would, but that has just completely and utterly killed the mood. That's not my point. I know that money doesn't make coaches. Did Rovers deserve to win? No, probably not. This was probably a fair result, but if it's a fair result, don't go into FFP. Well, they must do. If they're out of wages, I mean, it depends how dire our situation is. And last time I checked, it was fairly dire. Did Rovers deserve to win? Was my question. I'm going to go back to this one. Probably not. We probably got what we deserved, but it's the way that it happened. 2-0, second half, we got dominated and dominated and dominated. All these Luton fans. This guy, fair play, thank you for the comment. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Well then, yeah, okay. Get some new coaches in. What was the score? You can see this. I hope you're not a Luton fan. I really hope. I like having opposition fans in the stream. I really hope that you're not just doing this to rub this in. Because this result really, really hurts. And I hate to make this personal. I'm in lockdown. I can't go anywhere. I've got to wake up tomorrow and stew over this result and just have a look, just think about how it happened and mull over it for God knows how long. Football it's such a brilliant and such a horrible sport at the same time. It just rips your heart out of your soul. I'm a Luton fan, don't do wind-ups, couldn't afford the train fare up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed this. And fine, wind us up if you want. You're in a position to. You've just got a 90th minute equaliser, for God's sake. If you want to wind me up, well, I'm going to be annoyed. If you want to wind me up, wind me up. I'm going to be annoyed. And I'm going to bite the bait. And that's to be expected. Don't take it to heart. I'm not taking your comment to heart. It's just in the context of the match. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, honestly. But in the context of the game, like, if you're winning a game for so long until the 98th minute, when there's 5 minutes of added time, and yes, the additional minutes on the end of the 5 were completely justified. But the way it happens, last attack of the game, when you're winning 2-0 for so long and you just throw it away, hurts like hell. Someone give me something positive, please. Someone just give me one Rovers fan in the comments. Anything positive, please. Please, just one positive thing. Just give me anything, because there are positives to take out of this game, as much as the overriding thing to take out of this game will be a negative. Just any Rovers fan didn't see this. It's right up on the screen, mate. It's right up on the screen. How have you not seen it? I mean, okay, but it's there for you, top of the screen, above my massive head. The time of the goals, it was like the 75th minute or so for Luton's first, and the 99th minute or 98th. Okay, positive is that you got a point. I know this is a Luton fan, so I'm going to take this comment with a pinch of salt. Should have had a player sent off for a few minutes. I personally disagree. I can see your argument, and you've got a valid one, but I don't agree with it. I think it was a yellow. I think if he hadn't got the ball, I would have 100% said it was a red. And I don't know if you know me. I like to think of myself as an unbiased Rovers fan. Obviously biased, but unbiased to a point. Like, if there's a red card, I'll say it's a red card. That's what also may have cost us too. Galley can't hold one player up, never mind 3 in the corner. In hindsight, maybe should have just given the ball to Brayton. Fair enough, mate. Apologies for assuming that you were taking the mickey. Any Rovers fan, there are some here. Just give me one positive to end the stream off. Bucko shouldn't have come off for me. I mean, you can see why he's done it. Agree to disagree, yeah, fair enough. I think it was a yellow card for Lenihan. But there you go. Bucko shouldn't have come off, probably not. He makes that midfield tick. He got slated a bit. Well, not slated. He got criticised, or constructively criticised. And then did well for the first goal. And brought on McGlaw, but you can see why he's done it. Arman might be tough for Eden to break in, considering how well Pickering's been playing. He had a good game. Gallagher does it again by losing the ball when we needed to win. I thought as soon as he lost the ball, I was like, oh no. You just have that sinking feeling that something's going to happen. I've not got much positive, and I understand that, because I'd be tough to give one anyway. So I'll give one myself. Do feel for you, though. Last year, Millwall equalised in the 6th minute of stoppage time, and it hurt. Well, we did this to Rotherham last season. I think it was the 7th or 8th minute. Well, that was to win the game. I know last season we lost against, I think it was Forest, 91st minute last season. This one hurts more than the Kemar Roof one does. This one hurts more than when we were 2-1 up in the 90th minute and lost 3-2. That's how much this hurt. This is as far back as we can go. As far back this one hurts. I can only think of Brentford away where we won 3-1, but still went down. That hurts more than this. And this is a stock standard league game. I'm devastated. Josh Sev says up the Hatters. And there's the L there, of course there is. How fitting. I will say, though, to all the Luton fans that are here, and there are quite a lot, it seems, fair play, you deserve the point. The way that you got the point will give me nightmares for a very long time. If it's those 2 points that cost us at either end of the table, I'll be very disappointed. Huge from Luke Berry. And as soon as I saw him come on, I knew he was going to do something. I just knew it. I had a feeling. And Luton fans are going to be partying. I don't know if there's much to do in Luton. I've never been. But they're going to be partying into the night. And it just hurts so much. I'm going to keep the stream going for another 5 minutes. I'm going to head off. I don't know why I'm still going. I don't have to still be going. It's 2:15 in the morning, for God's sake. How Luke Berry has done anything. Is he usually bad? I wouldn't know. I don't watch Luton games when they don't play Rovers. So I wouldn't know. That was his first appearance for the season. I was kind of happy when I saw that he hadn't played, because I was like, oh, he won't play. And he won't score again. But he has played and he scored twice. Glad Dolan and Pickering scored. I thought Dolan was brilliant today. Man of the match by a country mile. And it's a statement of intent. That was the one positive that I thought, if I was going to get one, and this is the first one I've got from a Rovers fan. This is the first one I've got. Dolan is my positive for the day. I think we can take out of that so much, because Tyrese Dolan hasn't had the greatest start to the season, and he'll probably admit that. Had a blinder against Swansea, and a blinder today, and in the middle he's been somewhat bang average. But I suppose that's against his lofty standards that he set at the beginning of last season, which were mental. Luke Berry is now on the list alongside Kemar Roof. Who else is on that list for me now? There's a few players on the list. Kemar Roof's the main one. Who else do I... He's up there right now, Luke Berry. He's on the list of the player that I do not like. I like your channel and subscribe. Thank you. Anyone else that's here, please do the same. Cheer me up. And I will end on a positive note in 2 minutes after I go through these comments. Ref was shocking for both teams. You deserve the red on Campbell's injury. Hasn't been great since first season up. Usually bang average. Have to be better all over the pitch. Dolan feeds off the energy. You could see him applauding the fans at the end of the game, which, you know, would have taken some bottle. This really hurts. It does. It hurts so much. Went to Forest away New Year's Day 1993. Happy for Amari Bell. Okay, sure. He didn't even play, but yeah, that's gonna be me done, I reckon. I can't go on anymore. He did. That's what I'm saying, James. As soon as I saw his name, as soon as I saw him come on, I was like, he scored against us last season. And I had a feeling he'd do the same again. It was a draw. It was a 1-1 draw. We opened the scoring. I can't remember. It might have been Galley. I think it was Galley. I've got to end the stream. I do have to end the stream. Before I do, please go and vote for us in the Football Content Awards. That's the only positive I can take out of tonight. Just please give us something. We've got videos from a couple of former Rovers legends, or not legends, or, you know, if you're going to say any modern day legends, these two are probably up there. Craig Conway and Jordan Rhodes, two absolute Rovers stalwarts who've, you know, helped us so much on our journey towards FCA glory. So we'll play those. We'll have a sponsor message, and then I'll head out. But we'll start off with Craig Conway, who is encouraging all of you to vote in the Football Content Awards, which you can do via the link in the description below. Craig Conway.
Please vote for Rovers Chat at the Football Content Awards for the best club content creator. The guys at Rovers Chat do an amazing job of bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information that what's going on at the club.
Please vote for Rovers Chat in the Football Content Awards and help them bring home the prize.
The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.